Last episode on Conquest of Dovah. The adventurers heard a guttural voice say the word oof right before a huge boulder rolled down from the high ledges towards Sorin and Vekni. Sorin and Vekni dodged the boulder. They looked up and saw a monstrous ogre with orange hair and orange sideburns. He was accompanied by a group of orc crossbowmen. The ogre said in broken common, "Oof, you guys pretty fucking stupid falling for this." Miclean held up his shield and imbued Ignis with magic, lighting it aflame. Sorin asked Sir Brost what was the meaning of this. Brost sighed and responded, "Lord Henry's orders are Lord Henry's orders." Upon hearing those words, Sorin realized himself, Vekni, and Miclean were in a dire situation. They were facing an ogre, 8 orcs, and the 4 men of Clad, one of which was an anointed knight. Sorin realized the ogre and orcs wore black and red armor, and donned the blood mist sigil. In an attempt to avoid a deadly battle, Sorin demanded to speak with his friend, Lord Craven. Sir Brost drew his giant scimitar, then glowed with a white aura. He held out his hands towards the adventurers, attempting to affect them with the debuff spell. Miclean and Vekni resisted the spell, but Sorin felt himself become less capable in combat after the effects of the spell washed over him. Vekni yelled to Sir Brost, "But we saved your king! This is the honor you show us?" Upon hearing this, Edgerin appeared even more nervous and unsure of himself than before. Vekni shot Edgerin a disappointed, motherly look, then turned to face Doomfist with her whip in hand. Vekni and Miclean stood back to back, prepared to face down any threats. Doomfist apologized to Vekni, but stated he had to follow orders. Vekni scowled angrily at the man of Clad. One Reaper reached behind his back and pulled a short, thick halberd from behind him. The weapon separated into different sections and elongated. It appeared to be a multi-jointed long axe of some kind. One Reaper attempted to attack Sorin from behind, but Sorin turned to face him. One Reaper's weapon was unusually long and had quite an impressive range. One Reaper swung the polearm 3 times at Sorin, missing him with the first 2 swipes. One of the joints on the weapon loosened, then snapped tight again, whipping the blade on the end towards Sorin, slashing him deep on the right shoulder on One Reaper's 3rd attack. The orc crossbowmen aimed their crossbows at the adventurers, but seemed unsure on how to proceed after Sorin's demand to speak with Lord Craven. The ogre let out another loud oof, then asked Sorin what he meant about speaking with Lord Craven. Miclean reached back and grasped Vekni's whip, igniting it with the same flaming heavenly glow as Ignis. While disappointed at the betrayal, a spark ignited behind Miclean's eyes. Miclean was a warrior at heart, and relished the chance for a tough battle. He looked over to Sir Brost and exclaimed, "Vekni says you are a man of honor, but this is not honorable." Miclean hurled Ignis, which was ignited with a fiery glowing aura, at Brost. The javelin slammed into the knight's stomach, and a burst of light emanated from the impact. Ignis was embedded into the abdomen area of Brost's plate. Moving with surprising quickness for such a big, muscular man, Miclean rushed up to Brost, grasped the javelin, and yanked it free from the knight's armor. Miclean stabbed twice into Brost's chest with Ignis, inflicting a great deal of damage. Brost seemed quite injured from Miclean's attacks. Miclean had a glint in his eye due to the thrill of combat. Sorin watched Miclean fight with amazement. He expected Burning Fist members to be strong, but he did not expect this kind of power. Sorin looked back up to the Blood Mist Ogre and once again invoked the name of the Blood Mist leader, Lord Craven. He explained this was not a trap for he and his friends, but rather a trap for Clad. He casted his Mind Sliver spell on Brost. Already reeling from Miclean's attacks, Sir Brost grasped his head in pain, The light in his eyes was forever extinguished, and the Knight of Clad fell to the cave floor, quite dead, from Sorin's psychic attack. Doomfist, Edgerin, and One Reaper looked to one another in absolute shock and horror that Cerbrast was defeated and killed. The direction this battle was turning clearly was not something Lord Henry had considered. "Fuck!" One Reaper exclaimed. Edgerin mumbled, "It wasn't supposed to happen like this." Vekni looked back and forth between Doomfist and One Reaper. She asked the two men of Clad, "Are you sure you want this fight?" Doomfist answered, "I have no choice." Vekni lashed out twice at Doomfist with her glowing whip, shaking her head in disgust at the betrayal. One of the lashes struck home, drawing blood from the man's chest. Vekni darted back towards Mictlean, standing back to back with the warrior once again. Doomfist maneuvered around to Sorin's back and attacked him with 2 punches. Both missed. The Clad monk channeled ki energy and unleashed a flurry of blows on the young wizard, striking him with a closed fist. Doomfist channeled additional ki into the blow, stunning Sorin. One Reaper circled behind Sorin and attacked him 3 times with his multi-joint polearm. The blade slammed into Sorin's back with each swing. The orcs fired their loaded crossbows at Mictlean. 5 of the bolts connected, piercing into the former Burning Fist member. The ogre exclaimed, "Oof!" and pushed another boulder towards Mictlean and Vekni. Both warriors were able to move out of the way as the boulder rolled harmlessly past them. Mictlean shrugged off the pain from the crossbow bolts sinking into his skin and darted to Doomfist's back. He jabbed at Doomfist with Ignis, skewering the monk through his chest and out of his mouth. Doomfist's blood sprayed through the air, squirting onto Sorin. Doomfist's heart had already stopped beating before the droplets touched the stunned young wizard. Mictlean moved towards One Reaper and jabbed at him twice with Ignis. One of the strikes landed, stabbing into the tattooed man's thigh. Mictlean, seeing Sorin was wounded and stunned, repositioned himself to guard the allied mage from attack. Watching Mictlean's prowess in battle, Vekni could not help but feel a rekindling of the extreme attraction she once had for this former human mercenary. Following up Mictlean's attack on One Reaper, Vekni sprinted towards her ally and leapfrogged over his back with a kick at One Reaper's face. The tattooed warrior of Clad ducked under the kick, and the momentum carried Vekni past him. Now behind the man, Vekni pivoted on her left foot and spun 180 degrees towards him. She belted One Reaper in the back with a 2-punch combination. Vekni looked over to the seemingly frozen in fear Edgerin and warned him not to join the fight. One Reaper spun his multi-joint polearm over his head with impressive speed. The sound of the weapon whirring through the air was loud and distinct. While spinning the polearm, he reached out and attacked both Mictlean and Vekni near simultaneously with the blade of the weapon. One Reaper spun and spun the polearm through the air, striking out at Vekni and Mictlean 3 separate times each, but the warriors reacted quickly, dodging each blow. 2 of the orc crossbowmen set their sights on Sorin Avicine. A crossbow bolt pierced his left shoulder. Sorin, completely exhausted, out of magic, and suffering from multiple injuries, collapsed to the cave floor, unconscious. The other orc crossbowmen aimed their bolts at Mictlean. 2 of the projectiles sunk into the mighty warrior's right side and chest. One of the orcs slipped off the ledge he stood upon and fell 45 feet prone to the cave floor, dead with a broken neck. Mictlean's breathing was heavy and he appeared wounded from the many crossbow bolts that had stricken him. The ogre shoved another boulder down the ledges towards Mictlean, but Mictlean was able to dodge it and avoided taking damage. Edgerin pulled out his crossbow and said, "I'm sorry, Cerbrast. I should have joined the fight sooner. I'm so sorry." He fired 2 crossbow bolts at Vekni. The first bolt missed, then Vekni caught the second one in her hand with her deflect missiles ability. She stopped the bolt inches before it struck the center of her face. Vekni said to Edgerin under her breath, "I thought you didn't want this fight." Mictlean jabbed One Reaper in the gut area of his armor, using Ignis. One Reaper bent over from the impact of the blow, and Mictlian saw one Reaper's armor lift inches away from the man's neck and chest. In an instant, Mictlian reeled the javelin back and swung it overhand, burying the head of Ignis through one Reaper's throat, killing him. Mictlian looked over to Vekni and smiled, blood trickling down his face. She returned a smile to the Order of the Burning Fist veteran. Vekni drew her longbow and fired a Kensai shot infused arrow at one of the orcs up on the ledges. The arrow pierced through the creature's neck. A blast of blood and meat splattered onto the cave wall behind him before he collapsed off the ledge, deceased. The ogre retorted, "Oof, you shouldn't have let them kill you, fucking dumbass." Vekni fired a second arrow at another orc, embedding it under his ribs. The 6 remaining orcs fired their crossbows at Mictlian. One of the bolts struck the wounded man's shoulder, while he was able to dodge the other 5. The ogre rolled another boulder at Mictlian and Vekni. Both warriors rolled out of the way and avoid being crushed. Edgerin fired another crossbow bolt at Vekni. She caught the projectile right out of the air, but the clad warrior reloaded and fired again. This time the bolt stuck in her left thigh. Mictlian inhaled deeply, channeling immense power to restore some of his vitality. Then he reached over to Vekni's bow, grasped it, and imbued the weapon with the same fiery aura he used on Ignis. Vekni aimed her magically imbued bow at Edgerin and chastised him. "I told you not to get involved." Edgerin looked back at her, clearly terrified. She shot the man with 2 arrows in quick succession, each one exploding with flame and radiant light on impact. Another volley of crossbow bolts flew at Mictlian, but easily dodged all of them. The ogre rolled another boulder at Vekni and Mictlian, but they avoided this one just like the others. Without a ranged weapon, and realizing he was drawing all the fire from the orcs, Mictlian Greystone faced them and readied himself to dodge their attacks. Vekni yelled to Edgerin, "Stand down!" Then turned to one of the orcs high on a ledge and fired her magically imbued longbow at him. The arrow pierced the beast's heart and he tumbled off the ledge, dead. Upon hearing Vekni's demand, Edgerin dropped his crossbow to the ground in surrender. Vekni darted back behind Mictlian and, using her former lover as cover, fired at another orc, the one she previously shot under the ribs, on the opposite side of the cavern. Her arrow plunged into his gut, near where the first arrow still protruded. The orc grasped the arrow and fell back against the wall. He slowly slid down to the floor and bled out. The ogre, after observing 2 more of his subordinates killed, said, "Oof, not again." The orcs and the ogre backed up on the ledges until they were out of sight. Before leaving, the ogre said in a muffled voice, "Oof, the plan didn't work at all, dumbass." Edgerin dropped to his knees and begged, "Spare me, please spare me." Vekni hollered over to the surrendering warrior and motioned to Sorin. "If you want to live, you have to help this man." Tears trickled down from Edgerin's eyes, and he whispered, "Sorry, Sir Brost." Edgerin disappeared in a white mist and reappeared near the fallen human wizard. He knelt down and gently lifted Sorin's head. Edgerin drew out a healing potion and slowly poured it into Sorin's open, bleeding lips. Sorin recovered from being knocked unconscious, but was still badly wounded, only regaining a small bit of his vitality from Edgerin's potion. Vekni searched the bodies of one Reaper and Doomfist, and recovered one Reaper's multi-joint polearm. Sorin searched Sir Brost's corpse, finding a gem and a potion. Mictlian recovered Sir Brost's giant scimitar. Edgerin was taken captive by Sorin, Vekni, and Mictlian. Tears streamed down the clad man's eyes due to the loss of his friends and allies, as well as his own cowardice on the field of battle. Vekni disarmed Edgerin, while Sorin interrogated him. Vekni was glad to have recovered the man's short sword, as her sword had shattered during the battle with Trifle and his animated armors. She recovered another healing potion as well. Edgerin admitted Clad had been doing business with Bloodmist for some time, to smuggle supplies to their underground city and fund their small army. Edgerin explained that after Vekni made a comment to Lord Henry, Stating she would fight for whomever paid the most coin, Henry decided Vekni and Sorin were not trustworthy long-term allies. Lord Henry ordered Sir Brost, Doomfist, One Reaper, and Edgerin to lead Vekni and Sorin into the Bloodmist ambush. Brost planned to take back the gold he paid Vekni and Sorin for the bounties, then turn their corpses over to Bloodmist to cash in to Forte for the bounties on their heads. While speaking with Edgerin, Vekni and Sorin asked him about the cave. He said he was unfamiliar with the area and stated he had never been here before. Sorin and Vekni scanned the room and noticed a handle sticking out of a part of the cave wall. Vekni and Sorin discussed what to do pertaining to Clad going forward. They considered presenting the heads of the Clad men to Queen Inez and attempting to push for Prince Lorien and Lord Henry's executions. Sorin reminded Vekni this was Lord Henry's doing, and Prince Lorien might not have been aware of the scheme. Sorin asked Mictlean to pull on the handle he saw on the cave wall. Mictlean pulled the handle and removed part of the wall, revealing a dark passage. Sorin was extremely apprehensive about exploring the pitch-black path, considering he was out of magic and badly hurt, and Vekni had no key remaining and suffered from exhaustion. Vekni believed it was too dangerous to head back towards the Forte-held city, nor stay in the cavern where Bloodmist might return to attack them again. After some discussion, the adventurers decided to go with Vekni's plan and explore the passageway. Vekni pushed Edgerin to the front, imploring him to lead the way down the dark path. Edgerin, Mictlean, Vekni, and Sorin traveled down the path and arrived at an opening. They entered a small room that appeared to be some kind of an abandoned hideout. The room was dusty, with pottery, debris, and random trinkets strewn about. In the center of the room was a pedestal, with an urn on top of it. Blue glyphs were embedded in the ground surrounding the pedestal and urn. The urn had a distinct stopper on it that looked like it could be removed. The urn was painted blue and gold, with art of a strange, golden, cat-like face wearing an Egyptian-like headdress. The urn had words written on it in a language unknown to Sorin, in 2 separate sections. Sorin ritual casted Identify on the glyphs, then on the urn itself. Sorin identified the glyphs were magical, and a part of a spell with a celestial origin. Sorin determined the urn and glyphs together were part of a celestial sealing spell. Sorin ritual casted Comprehend Languages to read the writing on the urn. He determined the written language was celestial. In one section of writing was the number 33 written out. The other section contained the words, Shadow Knight of Blank. Unsure of what to make of the urn, pedestal, and glyphs, Sorin ritual casted Alarm, preparing the area for himself, Vekni, and Mictlean to rest. Vekni had already begun to rest while Sorin began his examinations of the urn and surrounding area. Once his preparations were complete, Sorin rested as well. When Vekni awoke, Mictlean rested, while she took watch over Edgerin. Edgerin looked mournful and defeated. He spoke of how he failed Lord Henry and Sir Brost. Edgerin said he always looked up to Sir Brost and wanted to be like him. He blamed himself for Brost's death, for not helping earlier in the battle with the adventurers. Vekni explained she and Sorin must now kill Lord Henry. Edgerin did his best to defend the Lord of Clad, stating Henry was the tactical mind of Clad and the best chance for Prince Lorien to ascend the throne. He continued to say Henry could not have known someone as strong as Mictlean would be traveling with Vekni and Sorin, and he considered Vekni a liability to Prince Lorien's ascension, due to her statements and motivations. Henry did not think leaving Vekni alive would be wise, with her knowledge of Clad and the prince. Edgerin added Lord Henry quite liked Sorin, but his death would have been collateral damage in the war for Dovah's throne. Vekni suggested Edgerin should arrange for Sir Brost's body to be recovered and brought to the mages of Queensgrace to be potentially resurrected. Edgerin admitted all those in on Lord Henry's plan opposed it, especially Doomfist. He added Prince Lorien was not even aware Henry plotted to murder Vekni and Sorin. Vekni suggested she should present the prince with Sir Brost's head to convey the dishonor of Lord Henry. Edgerin was displeased at this, stating Brost had been Prince Lorien's protector since the late king was executed at the start of Vigor's conquest. He did not think terrorizing the prince with the decapitated head of his protector was a good idea. Vekni reflected a bit on Edgerin's words, realizing she liked Sir Brost and he was just doing his duty. After their conversation, Vekni permitted Edgerin to rest, while she kept watch. Sorin awoke, feeling more powerful than before, after the many recent, difficult battles. Sorin spent some time preparing his spells for the day, and copying spells into his main spellbook from the Abyssal spellbook he acquired from a tiefling assassin in the Vigor Valley sewers. Sorin ritual casted Identify on the King's Protector, the shield he and Vekni received from Brost, as well as the potion and gem he found on Sir Brost's body. The gem was an air elemental gem, the potion was a potion of fire breathing, and the shield was a magical shield granting 3 AC, which Mictlian kept to wield in battle. Sorin attempted to lift the urn off the pedestal in the room, but found he was unable to. Sorin examined the art on the urn, the golden cat-like face wearing an Egyptian-like headdress, and surmised that this was Temagorgos. Temagorgos was the god Doomfist prayed to, a divine god that protected the mortal realm from devils and demons. Sorin considered opening the urn, but after conferring with Vekni and Edgerin, he decided to leave it be. Sorin concluded the urn was good and godly in nature, but that it might contain a sealed evil within. Vekni warned Sorin about the number 33, and of the ominous warnings she had witnessed concerning that number during her adventures. Before leaving the cave, Sorin wrote detailed notes on the location of the cave and the urn, just in case he decided to return one day. While walking back towards the cave entrance, Sorin and Vekni discussed where to go next. They had pressing business in Epona's bog, but now, knowing Henry wanted them both dead, it might be worth following Henry and Clad to Queensgrace. Sorin was concerned about Honesty's next destination as well, as a gnomish bard nearly got both adventurers killed in Vigor Valley City with his musical snitching. Sorin, Vekni, Mictlian, and Edgerin left the cave and returned to the valley, heading further away from Vigor Valley City. The party approached the Forte outpost they encountered previously near the entrance of the valley. They observed the barricades were smashed and there were deceased Forte soldiers everywhere. Amongst the dead was a single dead man of Slay. The man was Phoenix, the blonde human warrior Vekni and Sorin met in Lorgan's Tavern, the one that had the glowing sword. Vekni surmised Phoenix died fighting his way through the barricades with his Slay comrades. Vekni searched the man's body, but found someone had already taken his glowing sword. Still, Vekni recovered some kind of special quiver on Phoenix's corpse. Vekni, Sorin, Mictlian, and Edgerin left the valley. Mictlian wished to travel towards Queensgrace to reunite with his son, First Ranger of Slay, Kevlian Greystone. Vekni planned to rescue Prince from the misfit bastards in Epona's bog. The two former lovers decided to part ways for now, planning to reunite in Queensgrace for a family reunion once Prince was saved. Vekni advised Mictlian to avoid Clad until she returned. Edgerin continued to pout over Sir Brost's death. Vekni suggested he follow Mictlian and take him on as a new mentor. She explained Mictlian would teach him to be strong. Edgerin was reluctant to swear his sword and service to Mictlian, still holding allegiance to Clad. Sorin casted suggestion, and Edgerin agreed to follow the powerful former Burning Fist member. Before the two groups departed, Sorin learned Kevlian Greystone was a son of both Vekni and Mictlian. Vekni instructed Mictlian to speak with Boomadon in Queensgrace about getting set up with a room. She handed Mictlian 50 gold and Sorin gave him another 500. Vekni and Mictlian shared a moment, kissing deeply, then saying their goodbyes and parting ways. Sorin and Vekni began to travel towards Epona's bog. While traveling, Sorin copied spells from his abyssal spellbook to his main spellbook, as well as copied spells from his main spellbook to his abyssal spellbook. When the young mage was finished, each book contained exactly the same spells as the other. Sorin and Vekni traveled for the full day, then made camp. During the second watch, which was Sorin's, he began to hear a whistling, melancholy, instrumental sound far in the distance in the direction they were traveling. Sorin heard a familiar distant laugh as well, and surmised honesty was up ahead. The adventurers continued their journey the following morning. They observed a fancy-looking wagon in the distance. Sorin summoned Dexter, his owl familiar, and scouted the wagon and surrounding area. Through his familiar, Sorin was able to determine the gnomish bard, Honesty, was inside the wagon. Sorin believed there was something amiss with the situation, and suspected some type of trap. Vekni and Sorin both felt they should kill Honesty as reprisal for his snitching them out in Vigor Valley City. Sorin casted invisibility on himself and Vekni, then both adventurers began to approach Honesty's wagon. As they got closer to his position, the party heard him start to play music. Vekni drew her bow and notched an arrow. Vekni and Sorin began to encircle the wagon, preparing to strike and kill the gnome inside. Honesty emerged from the wagon holding his lute. Honesty waved to Sorin and Vekni, clearly seeing them through their invisibility. Sorin dropped the spell, and Vekni raised her bow, drawing back on the notched arrow. Vekni accosted the gnome for ratting she and Sorin out to Forte. Honesty appeared fearful and proclaimed he was just a fan of the party and thought they were doing a good job. Sorin reminded Honesty that he had known him since he was a boy, then asked what exactly he was a fan of. Honesty explained he was a fan of Sorin, Vekni, Vesiesh, Roland, Prince, Blyken, and Stripe. He added he was especially a fan of the Warlocks, as he thought they were really cool. Note, at this time in history, no known Warlocks existed in Cortania due to an event in the distant past. Honesty went on to say he was a simple bard and wished to get famous one day. He believed following the group around would inspire him to write lots of great new songs. Is that all you're looking for, Sorin asked? Just to be famous one day? Honesty asked again about the Warlocks, Blyken and Roland. He asked where they were, stating he had been waiting for the two Warlocks and their patrons to grow really strong, nice and strong. Vekni did not like Honesty's line of questions and bellowed at him, "That is none of your concern." Honesty continued on, saying it had been a long time since Warlocks flourished in these lands, and he was really excited. Vekni asked Honesty how he knew what they were doing even when he wasn't present. He answered he had been watching them the whole time. "How?" Vekni asked. "With my eyes," Honesty responded. Sorin did not believe Honesty's explanations. He pulled out his wand and pointed it at Honesty. The wand began to glow, and Honesty's eyes widened in fear. Honesty begged for his life, and offered to tell the two adventurers anything they wanted to hear. Sorin casted Dispel Magic on Honesty, and used his portent to warp space and time, causing his spell to be particularly powerful. Honesty's face began to contort, his skin turned gray, his eyes turned black, and his eye sockets appeared to become empty. His skin flaked away, some of which floated into the air, turning into a dust cloud. Honesty's body completely came apart. The gnomish bard collapsed in a heap of clothing and dust. Sorin held some of the gray dust in his hand, and casted Identify on it. Sorin learned the dust was created by a powerful spell, capable of making corporeal beings. Vekni and Sorin speculated about Honesty and the magic that created him. Perhaps Honesty himself was the originator of the spell, or perhaps it was another being that created Honesty altogether. Vekni and Sorin continued their journey. After 7 days of travel, they arrived at the entrance to Epona's bog. Inside, they noticed they were in a stinky swamp. Soft, spongy ground consisting mainly of partially decayed plant matter covered the ground. The bog was foul-smelling and dark. Little bits of light shed through the tree branches above. The area was very wet and humid, and much of the ground was heavily saturated in water. Sorin commanded Dexter to scout the area. Flying far away in the distance, heading away from the location of the party, Dexter observed an Aarakocra. Dexter continued to search the bog for threats, and saw all sorts of nasty creatures in danger. Crocodiles, giant toads, giant snakes, a mammoth, Forte soldiers, bullywogs, and troglodytes. Sorin hoped to find Gragas Stormbringer and Lady Epona traversing the bog, but did not locate them with Dexter. Gragas and Epona left Vigor Valley City days before Sorin and Vekni, so Sorin wasn't expecting to catch up with them so easily. As Sorin and Vekni began their trek into the swamp, Sorin revealed to Vekni he was Lord Odoacer's son. Sorin spoke of his mother and his conception during an orgy in a vampire's mansion, and of how he met his father for the first time just a week ago, and how he has been trying to digest what he has learned. Vekni spoke of her son, Kevlian. She mentioned that he was here in Dovah, and she explained how she was exiled from Coldbank because of her copulation with Miquelin, a human. She also spoke of how she felt a strange connection to Roland, who was also a half-elf like Kevlian, during her voyage to Dovah. Sorin revealed to Vekni that Vesiesh's father was the Slay Master of War, Dakarth, a drow. Sorin and Vekni discussed how all they had at the moment was one another, and they seemed to have grown closer after the recent trials and tribulations they endured. The party continued into the bog, and through a clearing in the trees they observed a Forte banner. A group of Forte soldiers had their backs to Sorin and Vekni. They appeared to have a group of prisoners. Harshal, a loud man of Forte with an uneducated drawl, proclaimed the prisoners were guilty of treason and conspiring with usurpers. Vekni and Sorin recognized Harshal from Vigor Valley City, as he was one of the Forte leaders near the gallows when Sorin spoke with his father. Harshal wore armor with Forte colors. He had uncombed, poofy orange hair, and a patchy and greasy-looking orange beard, and was missing one of his front teeth. The prisoners, which consisted of 3 men and 1 woman, stood on uneven stones. Nooses were tied around their necks, attached to the branches of a nearby tree, and their hands were tied. Harshal kicked one of the rocks out from under a man with a noose tied around his neck. The noose tightened around the man's throat and began to choke to death. Sorin casted Mold Earth and created a mound of dirt under the hanging man's feet, saving him. Harshal and his men turned and noticed Sorin and Vekni behind him. Sorin attempted to convince Harshal he was Odoacer's son, using suggestion and even Silvery Barbs, but failed to do so. Vekni asked Harshal about the prisoners and quickly determined they were innocent common folk being accused of imaginary treasons. After successfully deceiving Harshal about her identity, she claimed her name was Vest Greystone, Vekni bribed Harshal with 8 bottles of liquor and 200 of Sorin's gold pieces to free their prisoners. Harshal and his men departed the area, but as he left, Harshal asked Vekni a favor. He explained he was one of Karaganda's 3 lieutenants, along with Thaxos and Rochambeau. Harshal continued, saying Thaxos was elsewhere in the bog. He asked the High Elf pirate to advise Thaxos he and his men left Epona's bog and were en route back to Vigor Valley City. Sorin asked Harshal to pass a message to Karaganda the next time he encountered him. Sorin asked he tell Karaganda that he, Sorin Avicine, intended to take over and lead Forte. Harshal was confused at this request, but agreed to pass the message. Vekni cut down and freed all 4 peasant prisoners: Jerdrin, Briston, Christo, and Mary Kate. Jerdrin, one of the men, thanked Vekni and explained he and his companions were fleeing their homes on the plains to find refuge from the war. Vekni invited the group to join she and Sorin. Jerdrin said he heard that through Epona's bog there was a safe, hidden settlement called the Doghouse, as well as a lizard man village called Ifrai. The man added he would be fine going to either place. While walking through the bog, Mary Kate cried and confided in Vekni she was victimized by the Forte soldiers. Vekni became quite angry upon learning this. Vekni shamed Christo, Mary Kate's husband, for not defending her from the evil soldiers. Christo explained he had heard the men of Forte killed wantonly, and he believed allowing them to take his wife would save their lives. But after they were finished, the soldiers were going to kill Christo's group regardless. Vekni gave Christo a bit of combat training on the fly, so he could better protect Mary Kate in the future. Christo started out the training as a weak coward, but scored a nice sword slash on Vekni's left shoulder before she knocked him unconscious. Briston and Jerdrin picked Christo up and carried the snoozing man as their group continued through the bog. Sorin scouted further with Dexter. Dexter observed frogmen, giant crocodiles, giant snakes, a humid area filled with clouds of buzzing insects, and a group of frustrated peasants attempting to dislodge their wagon from being stuck in mud. Sorin used mold earth to avoid some of the dangerous obstacles in the bog. He circumvented his way over some impassable sections of rock with solid dirt. Sorin and Vekni climbed the rocks and created their own direct route to the struggling peasants. Sorin and Vekni climbed down and saw the busy peasants were distracted and did not notice them. A bit further away, the adventurers observed two teenage girls pointing down to the other side of a rocky hill they were standing on. The two girls beckoned to Sorin and Vekni. The party first approached the struggling peasants. Vekni used shape water to extract the moisture from the mud under the wagon tires. Sorin used mold earth to level out the dried mud under the tires. The wagon was successfully freed from being stuck in mud. The peasants thanked the adventurers for the assistance. As a reward, an older male in the group gave Vekni a half-full jug of ale, which she immediately chugged and emptied. Next, Vekni approached the two teenage girls on the rocky hill and asked what they were looking for. Vekni and Sorin recognized the girls as Fivelina and Lecious, the two girls of Bloodmist that were at the grand feast in Queensgrace. The girls were suitors of Roland and presented him with a black box containing the finger of Lord Camembert's missing nephew, Tucker. The girls later tried to blackmail Roland into assisting their leader, Lord Craven. Lecious explained she was with a larger group, and they spotted treasure chests at the bottom of the rocky hill. She added her companions fell down the hill trying to get to the chests. Lecious asked Sorin and Vekni to go down and help the rest of her group. Vekni approached the ledge and attempted to grab Lecious to throw her down the hill. There was a glint in Lecious' eye. She began to grow, and her muscles bulged out of her clothes, tearing them. Her skin turned blue, and she transformed into one of the large blue beasts Vekni faced at the Bloodmist camp with Roland and Vess. A moment later, Fivelina transformed as well. Sorin casted Hypnotic Pattern on both creatures, then immediately used both of his portents for the day, warping space and time, forcing Fivelina and Lecious to succumb to his spell and become incapacitated. While using his portents, Sorin saw an alternate future, one where both creatures resisted his Hypnotic Pattern and killed he and Vekni. Vekni was also in the area of effect for the Hypnotic Pattern, but she resisted the effects of the spell. Vekni gave Sorin a smug smile and a wink, then slipped behind Lecious. Vekni delivered 3 rapid-fire punches to Lecious' back, infusing ki into the second strike and stunning the beast with Stunning Strike. Lecious glowed with an eerie light, and despite not being able to move, the damage Vekni inflicted on her appeared to slightly heal. Sorin casted Mind Sliver on Lecious, but she resisted the spell, only taking a small amount of psychic damage. Vekni lashed out at Lecious twice with her whip. The first strike missed, but the second one landed, lashing the creature's chest. Vekni again infused ki for her Stunning Strike. Lecious resisted the Stunning Strike, but Sorin, intending to force Lecious to stay stunned, casted Silvery Barbs, which caused Lecious to fail at resisting Vekni's ability. Vekni landed a punch on the stunned creature's back, following the whip strikes. Once again, Lecious glowed and recuperated from some of the damage she received. Sorin casted Tasha's Mind Whip on Lecious, causing her head to ring from a sustained psychic attack. Vekni punched Lecious 3 more times in the back, infusing more ki on another successful Stunning Strike on the second hit. Lecious glowed eerily and recovered a bit of health once again. Sorin casted Mind Sliver on Lecious, keeping up the psychic pressure on his wounded opponent. Vekni infused more ki for another stunning strike, hitting Lecious square in the back, then delivered a second blow to the kidneys. Blood poured out of Lecious' mouth and she gasped, trying to catch her breath. Vekni drove her right elbow deep into the beast's back. The creature wobbled and gagged on its own blood, but still stood tall. Lecious' body glowed and she appeared to grow a little healthier, but it was like the equivalent of scooping bucketfuls of water out of a sinking ship. The amount of healing the creature did was minute, compared to the huge amounts of punishing damage it endured. Sorin casted Mind Sliver on Lecious again, attacking her psychically and inflicting pain on the stunned beast. Vekni swung her whip overhand, tearing a chunk of meat out of Lecious' back. Then she delivered a backhanded slash, which tore into the exposed flesh, slammed through ribs, and pierced Lecious' heart. The horrendous blue monster collapsed onto the mucky ground. Vekni ripped her whip out of the creature's body, removing Lecious' still beating heart. The beating heart flew past Vekni from the force of her withdrawing her whip.
Welcome back to another episode of Power Word Nerd.
So, through this course of the fight, Vekni's been throwing a punch. She swings. The first hit, and you see it just shred this giant chunk of meat off the back of this creature. And then she swings back again with the whip, and the whip somehow gets between the ribs, and you see it just pierce the heart from behind, through the lungs, through the heart, and she pulls it out, and the heart's still beating as it flies behind her.
Jesus Christ!
Get fucked. Vekni just turns and faces the other Oni and does the piccolo neck crack.
Sorin's gonna move a little bit.
Wanna look down there?
No, I'm going back away this way. Now, my owl, still flying around.
Sure.
So, and it's still around in there, so I don't have to.
Gotta tell what lint on it.
So I'm gonna trick my owl. Do I see anything down here?
You do.
What do I see?
Something I made. I made this in prison, in 2-Up, in East Jersey State Prison. Probably like 5 years ago. So.
Oh, look at this.
Corpses and dead cows, and like wagons and shit.
Yeah.
They're all down at the bottom of that precipice.
Okay, but nothing alive that I can see.
No.
Look.
For this
back
session,
of this, it even has the original paper. East Jersey State Prison wing vision.
You were at work and you're like,
wait, was that on there?
dude, look at the back of the
Are you
paper.
fucking retarded?
Oh, I didn't even know I had that on that side. Oh, look at that. So you know how old that? You know how fucking long ago I made that?
It does have a date, right? For this, the paper has revised 11/9/01.
Well, that's not.
I know. Dan's been playing this out since 2001. He has.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast shield. Yep.
Now?
Cast shield.
Why now?
What do you mean?
It's not even able to fight yet.
Yeah, but I don't know what else we're gonna encounter in this bog.
But doesn't shield only last
Shield only
like
lasts until your turn.
one turn?
It's 8 hours.
No.
Mage
You're
armor
thinking
lasts
mage
one
armor.
Is that what you're casting?
Mage armor.
Alright.
Oh,
That makes sense. Shield made no sense.
Vekni.
Mage armor.
Vekni will whip this bitch.
If you can push it down that mountain, that'd be great.
28.
Use
25 to
It was a
hit.
long fight. How much?
25 to hit.
And, and
hits?
there was only one of these last time?
Yes. It was against 3 PCs, and they barely won.
Oh, I mean, we
Eight-
need one, no problem.
8 damage
I
and
know.
a stunning strike.
But they were like level 4, I think. 8 damage.
And a stunning strike. Con save 14.
Con. Pass.
Silvery Barbs.
Do I have to roll again?
Yep. I'll give Vekni advantage.
Fail.
There you go. Silvery Barbs, so good! That was my last wisdom spell slot.
26.
Mm-hmm.
An 18 and a 2.
A 18 hits.
My AC is 16.
11.
Okay.
Hey, bonus action. She'll move 5 feet. Bonus action, unarmed strike.
Sure. You guys have a whole bog left to explore, so.
10.
To hit?
Yeah, I missed.
That does not hit.
So
How?
she won't. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
How'd you roll less than a 20?
I rolled a 1 and a 2. Yeah. She walks up and she just goes, and she hits on the armor, and she just feels like, you know when you hit a baseball wrong?
Yes.
You just feel like,
And you're like,
and she feels that through her hand as she slams her hand into this creature's armor. It's like, up her arm.
Alright. Cool. When the creature appears to get a little healthier, it glows and bzzz.
Tasha's mind whip this thing again.
Okay.
Into 15.
Fail.
Okay. So it takes 3d6.
Okay.
13. And on its next turn, assuming he doesn't get stunning strike,
Ah, it sucks.
he can only take an action, bonus action, or move.
How close is this creature to the ledge?
Right next to it. It's accurate.
Okay. Vekni will take will take a step back, 5 feet back, and attack with her whip.
Sure.
Is that thing still stunned?
22.
At the end of her turn, it won't be.
Yeah, but right now, is it?
Yes.
8.
Okay.
I think I have advantage because that's a crit one. 17, 25.
Yeah, that hits. Your 25 hits.
Damn it. 7.
To hit? Oh, damage.
No, damage.
Okay.
So she'll run up. Bonus action. She'll run up, try to knee this creature in the chest. 18.
Hit.
Nine. Bludgeoning.
Okay.
And she will move 15 feet away from it.
Did you stunning strike it? Bzzz. It looks like it gets a little healthier. Sword's there. Ooh, that's kind of shitty. I can't hit both of you. Yeah, so I don't think it would do this ability. I think it would just walk here, pulls out its blade with half its movement, and swings at you twice.
Can't do that. Can't. It can only move.
Move, action, or bonus action.
Move, action, or bonus action.
Damn it!
That's why I didn't touch
Tasha's
stunning strike.
And that's why I touched his money with.
Alright, so you use his magic then. So, you see this blue light appear in its hand, and it pushes it towards Vekni. And you have to make...
Counterspell.
Wait, just see what it does.
I can't just wait to see what it does.
How does Counterspell work?
So, I'll read it to you. So you would attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell.
Okay.
If the creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, the spell fails and it has no effect.
Okay.
If the casting spell is 4th level or higher,
It is.
make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
So make a 15 check to Counterspell this.
I fail 13.
Okay, so this happens.
That happens.
So, Kevin,
That's awesome.
make a Constitution throw of...
And just so you know, Kevin, that was my reaction. So if you did not use Silvery Barbs, you have advantage to attacks or saving throws.
What's this? The save?
And that's assuming you
It's a 14 Constitution. You don't want to fail.
Phil.
Oh my god.
It is what it is. What's going on?
Alright.
He added this spell. His only
No.
don't have it.
No, I did not.
Only don't have this spell.
You taking 30 cold damage.
That's a lot, Dan. That's bullshit, Dan.
You just
I tried to counter it.
It's fine, Dan. Dan's trying to beat us. It's fine.
I'll Tasha's mind whip again.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I can. Yeah, I can. Tasha's mind whip. DC 15 int.
15?
15.
Pass.
Alright, so it takes half of 3d6 and no other effect.
Okay. It was like by the way, it was like this blue beam of energy that shot at you.
Six.
Six.
damage.
She will grab Ignis,
Oh
whisper.
no.
Know what I've always appreciated about Kevin, right? Is that no matter what character he plays, whenever there's a special weapon, or even just something that's important to his character, he always whispers something about it. And Kevlian did the same thing.
I like it.
Celestas.
That was that's Kevin. I like that.
I do like it too.
We're definitely resting after this.
Oh, 100%.
We're long resting of all these villagers.
I'll ritual cast Alarm, and we're in a pretty safe area, so.
And we're surrounded by all these villagers.
I mean, hell, we can just walk out the fucking front.
And 18 is a 26.
That hits.
So then it is.
Why do you have advantage?
It's a fair point. I'll roll again. (16 plus 8, 24.
Yeah, it is.
That's max damage, 11 piercing. And then it is 4d6 lightning.
Fuck! What's the total damage?
4,
Have resistances to that anything? Yeah.
5. 14, so it's 14 lightning and 11 piercing.
What? Fuck.
That's like nothing.
It means nothing. That's not nothing, that's a lot.
And stunning strike.
You still have key left?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let me just see if I can do that with a running
This
spell.
fucking thing went once.
No, I can't do it. Never mind. I have to do it with a melee weapon. Vekni takes a step closer, so now she's 10 feet away with the whip.
Bro.
I think I had more fun fucking Dan than I do have fun playing.
Yeah, that hits. It's a 27. With a stunning strike.
Okay. How much? What was the DC?
14. Con.
Miss. Oh. Pass.
Alright, so that is 10 piercing, I think.
Sure, Kevin.
Let's take another step closer. 14, 22.
To hit?
Yep.
That hits me.
Stunning strike.
Sorry. I'm drunk. Crit fail.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
5 plus 6, 10 bludgeoning.
Okay. Still alive. I mean, kind of. It looks like it got a little health back. It glows, zzz, and it looks a little healthier.
Does it
And now
look
it's-
fucked up?
Yeah.
Tasha's mind went in.
Do your thing. What do I have to do?
Int 15.
Fail.
Yes! So 3d6 is 10 damage total.
Okay.
And on your next turn, it can only move, take an action, or a bonus action. I can't fucking wait for level 7, bro. I can't wait. Because I already know the
26.
fucking feat I'm taking. I know the feat I'm taking. It'll fucking max me out with
This doesn't
it.
make sense. This doesn't make sense.
It makes sense when you can't attack.
Yeah, you can't attack.
7 slashing.
You shouldn't be winning this so easily. This doesn't make sense.
Who says it's easy? Who says it's easy? Dan.
I'm fucked up.
How many ki does he have?
0.
How many HP does he have?
6.
How many spell slots do I have?
I don't know.
1.
Alright. So you need to bust everything.
Everything.
10.
Take a sleep.
10
Take a
damage.
rest.
10 damage.
Dan, we're just gonna walk out. We're right here. We're just gonna walk out, Daniel. We're right in the entrance.
I'm elaborating.
Is it still standing?
It's still alive.
Bonus action.
Kind of.
23. What's 5 plus 8? I mean 5 plus 5.
10.
Does it kill him?
It actually doesn't.
Fuck.
Are you done?
And then
He's gonna kill you this turn. You need to move. You need to move. You need to get the fuck out of
my
there.
action where I will move as far as that is.
Wait, you moved? Did you move from 10 feet? Is he stunned?
Well, it won't be at the end of his turn.
Yeah, at the end of my turn it's not stunned.
But on his turn, you still have Tasha's Mind Whip, so we can only move.
Action or bonus
bonus
action.
action or bonus action.
My turn.
Yeah.
I can only move or attack. How far away are you?
Whatever I
You're
can
15. You're 15 away.
move. Sure.
You can move there.
God damn it.
You can get close if you really want. Get really up in there.
5, 10, 15. I can't reach Sorin with that.
This is my favorite part about D&D, right here. Get these, camera. Camera.
I'm moving so fast the camera can't see it. But here it is.
What are you doing up there?
Oh, you bad boy. Oh, fuck. What the?
There it goes again.
You got.
Can't stop. Woo! Oh my goodness.
You guys are fucking.
I'm dead. He's gonna kill me somehow.
I can't move and attack.
Oh, you can't?
No.
I mean, your best bet is to put Vekni to sleep.
It's like
What the fuck does that do?
It's like
You're
what
not
Tasha-
gonna get hit next
It's like
time.
what Tasha's Mind Whip was supposed to do. I feel like
Do you have any potions?
potions? No.
Ah, fuck.
I do have other magical items, but I haven't used them at all yet.
We really need to find somebody that wants to play with us that's a healer.
It's gonna throw its glaive at Vekni.
There's a glaive with thrown
What if I just take a level of fighter?
He can throw it.
Okay.
Well, that's a miss.
18 is my...
Pulls out another one.
What?
Whoa!
Wow, they pull out multiple glaives? It's
Is
two.
that an
Okay.
action or bonus action?
Wait, how are you gonna pull out another
It's an
weapon?
action to attack. To do
Yeah,
a
but how do you pull out a weapon if you don't have movement?
Yeah.
You can't.
Boom!
Your
Up
rules.
by your own rules. I love D&D. I love it. It's so good.
Sword.
Kill it.
Yay!
Kill it.
Kill it. Kill it with what? No.
I don't know, your cantrip to blow up his brain?
I guess. That's all I got at this point.
Dude, I'm almost dead.
Oh yeah, I'll mind Silver again.
15?
Yeah, 15 hits.
I failed.
Okay, yeah, you take 2d6.
Alright, describe it.
Oh, cool! And you take 2 damage.
What were you at, 1?
Damn it! Ah!
That's why I was freaking out.
So Sorin has a hand up and
That's
his
frustrating.
and his wand is up like this too, and it
Dude,
glows.
I'm fucked up. I have no key and I have
And
6 HP.
as he looks up to this thing, it says, "Get fucked." And then all of a sudden, this voice radiates out from Sorin, and then this thing's brain kind of like explodes, but doesn't pop, and then kicks back in.
So Lay and
no.
Fivel, the two girls that you've actually met them a couple times in a couple different. You met them in Surf's Tavern, and you met them at the Feast for Heroes. They're both dead,
Good.
and they're blood mist.
Fuck them bitches.
Okay. Party's over. You each get 2,900 experience.
2,900.
Those creatures are powerful.
What? No, they
I'm
weren't.
so glad we didn't
What are you
bring
talking
They are 2,900 XP creatures apiece.
Dan, I have no idea what you're talking about. These things are easy, so.
They were
You
tough.
motherfucker!
Shut the fuck up.
You motherfucker! Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Take a nap. Take a rest.
I have to.
Good.
I'm
rest right
dying.
All right, good.
2900.
What spell? Oh, I guess I wouldn't know.
What spell? What?
Did fucking obscene amount of damage to Vekni.
I mean, you could roll an Arcana, but I think that would be hard for you. You could roll an
Make it
Arcana.
high.
Your DC 16.
No idea.
All right.
So I'll search the only bodies in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, these things are magical in nature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll investigation.
I'll search one. I'll search the other one.
Sure. Roll investigations.
15 plus 1. 16.
17 total.
Alright. You both find potions of healing.
Yes.
How many? The lowest level. 1 each.
One each?
Yeah.
Yay!
Wait,
Oh, I'm sorry. Who rolled higher?
I rolled a 17.
What'd you roll?
16.
Alright, so also, you found 500 gold as well.
I'll give you 250.
Okay. Vekni will stumble down the side of the mountain. She'll slide down on her butt
Sure.
to this group of villagers.
Adventurers, yeah.
And then the 4 that we saved. And say, what time of day is it? Like 1 or 2?
At this point, that battle didn't take a long time, so we're gonna say it's like 12. It's like a little after 12 still. It took no time at all.
Did they notice the battle that went? These creatures that just popped out of nowhere?
So, the little girl that's there, she goes, "Oh my goodness, that was incredible that you beat those 2 monsters. I don't even know what happened. They came out of the... I thought there were 2 girls that you were talking to. What happened?"
Well, that goes to show that you cannot trust what you see.
Never trust a book by its cover.
This is a dangerous place.
What is your name?
My name is Susie.
Susie, are you here with your family?
Hmm?
Where is your papa?
Papa's right there. Hi, Papa.
She'll look over to where she pointed and she'll say, hey, papa.
He's the same guy that gave you that ale.
Okay. She goes, do you mind if you guys wait a little bit? I need to, after that fight, I need to take a couple minutes to relax.
Wait a little bit, like, what do you mean?
Just,
Like, hang out here?
yes.
Well, sure. I mean, you helped us get our wagon unstuck. I don't mind.
And these are, the 4 that we rescued, she'll say, as these are Gilgin, Christine, Christo, and Mary Kate.
Oh, they're all with you?
Mm-hmm.
What?
In fact, he slumps down with her back against the mountain wall. She goes, fuck, I need a whiskey. And she'll begin a short rest.
I'll take a watch. And I'll ritual cast alarm.
Yeah, so I will choose... Well, I'm gonna choose... I assume this area.
Okay.
This area right here.
So if something tries to breach that, you're gonna note it.
And I'm awake. I'm not taking a short rest. I'm awake.
Okay.
So while...
Your rest is 1 hour?
While my alarm is that way, I'm going to be looking this way.
Now, with a short rest, I'm not sleeping. I'm still awake.
So Joe, roll 1 unmodified d20. Your DC is going to be 10.
7.
Right? So your alarm activates, and you detect that there are creatures trying to come through that area.
Creature or creatures?
Creatures.
Okay. So when that happens, I will immediately turn around, point my gaze towards it, alert everyone else that here. This is mental. No one else hears my alarm. So Vekni, how long into her rest will this have been? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes?
25 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay. So while that happens, I will continue to allow her to sleep.
I'm awake. Because it's a short rest, you don't have to sleep, but...
Well, your rest will
You're not-
get...
you're
If
not
you try to
alerting.
fight, your rest will
Yeah,
get
no,
interrupted.
but he's not alerting me. So that's fine.
So you observe 5 large snakes and 2 crocodiles coming through that area.
Jesus Christ.
What kind of crocodiles?
Normal.
Little crocodile?
Yep, not giant. Normal.
Can you put them where they are, please?
This roll the snakes.
So you're taking the ones that are physically out of the water over there, or are they still there just using...
No, they're not there anymore. They are moving. You wouldn't know that.
Because of the alarm, obviously it pings off. I'll turn around immediately, alerted of the action, and I'll cast Fireball.
Oh,
If you could probably wipe them all out.
That's not open.
oh. Fuck.
It's my last spell, third level spell slot.
Okay, so you'd have to roll priority. So you do go first.
Okay.
So
Cast Fireball.
They're probably all dead.
Everyone makes a Dex 15.
Dex 15.
Dex 15.
Okay. Alright, so crocodiles passed, their snakes failed.
20-foot sphere, right. It's 8d6. Whatever the ones that failed this time.
Okay, so roll your damage. Yeah, everything might be 10. Might be like.
So it's 27 total damage, and then
Half is 14.
So snakes are all dead, and half is 14.
yeah, half is 14.
So the crocodiles are still alive.
And how many crocodiles are there?
2. And all the snakes are dead. They're gonna move.
My initiative was 25.
So-
I passed my first turn.
I thought you weren't fighting.
I mean, obviously we're getting attacked, but I passed my first turn.
Well, if you're gonna fight, you break your rest.
I didn't fight yet. Just letting you know.
So this little girl's gonna get attacked. But that crocodile.
So these guys have been for how many days? And now all of a sudden,
That hits her.
regular crocodile, giant crocodile.
It's not giant. It's a regular.
Regular one? Okay. Shit.
So the crocodile.
What?
So the little girl's like, she's like, oh my
Something
god!
good.
And it comes up, and it bites down on her head and fucking rips her head off. And she's dead.
Is that Susie?
Yes. So she's right in front of it. She's dead. Okay.
I'll Mind Sliver on the crocodile that bit the one girl's head off.
Okay.
15 int.
Fail. There's low HP right now.
10.
Describe it.
Phrase out.
Alright, it's dead. It's gonna attack. That's a hit. Damage. Yeah. So this crocodile, the same thing. It opens its mouth and it bites down on this guy's head and fucking rips his head off.
Damn.
And he bleeds out and dies.
Vekni stands with her bow and arrow and fully drawn. She looks back at Sorin and she goes, "Take care of these."
I'll Mind Sliver the crocodile.
Go ahead.
2d6. 15 int.
Fail.
2d6. 7.
Describe it.
Same
They're
thing.
hurt.
Same thing. It just explodes. This tiny little brain explodes out of its leathery skin.
What's that noise, Dan?
That means we have a follower.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're beautiful. You have a great personality. I love you.
Thanks for following Power Word Nerd.
Where we get drunk, play D&D, and don't follow the rules.
Yes, we do. What are you doing? Alright, that's end priority.
So do you finish your short rest?
XP. So you guys want some?
Yeah. You guys.
We've each got 350.
Why did he get any? So does Vekni finish your short rest?
There's nothing else. I'm not going to make a roll again.
Okay.
That's it for their rest.
So I'm gonna take my long rest now.
Sure. You doing a watch?
You're gonna do a long.
Yeah, bro. I know. spell slots left. Not even like a little bit of them. 0. I used my fireball right there. That was it. I have cantrips.
Are you gonna watch, Vekni?
Yeah.
I'll ritual cast alarm.
I'll
Ritual cast alarm.
Okay. Kevin, since you were doing the watch, we're gonna do it for the first hour while you roll a d20 unmodified.
14.
Second hour, do d20 unmodified.
Oh Jesus.
15.
Third hour, do a d20 unmodified.
4.
Okay. You got it. You had alert set up?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Perfect. Because I knew it only did me. So I didn't want to wake myself up during my long rest.
I'm not fully healed, by the way.
You feel. You don't feel. You don't feel anything because you don't alert stuff. As Vekni does her rest, she hears all this croaking.
No, Vekni's not resting.
Oh wait, I've never really played D&D, but my friends do, and they are getting me into it, and I have no clue how to play. Well, if you watch us, you're going to see how to play, kind of.
Kind of. Kind of is the best way to put that, because we are also... We've been doing this for a little bit.
Years, actually.
Yeah, no, we know what we're doing.
Kind of.
We know what we're doing.
Kind of.
No,
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Kind of.
And then everyone dies.
Listen, D&D is super easy. You just play what you want to do, and your DM tells you if you can do it or not.
Yeah.
It's that easy. I say, I want to run along this wall and throw my sword at a bitch. And Dan will be like, roll an attack. Or, can't do that.
So you hear this croaking, and this ribbiting, and you see these frog people coming around the corner towards where you guys are.
Do they have weapons drawn?
They have weapons out, yeah.
Okay. Once I hear them and start seeing them, I'm going to draw my bow.
Okay.
And I will take a shot as soon as I see them.
Well, that will cause a priority roll.
Naturally. Bonus action, Ken's shot.
Sure.
First shot at this black guy.
Whoa!
We're very woke here, okay? We don't see color. Right? Everyone's gray.
This non-chromatic.
Correct.
Sure.
That's correct. Everyone's gray. You can't see color.
18 plus 8. It's 10, 15.
Fucking
15?
Yes.
Describe it.
Oh shit. Vekni looses an arrow and just right through the eye, and the arrow blows right through the back of his head, carrying the brain a couple feet before it hits the ground. That's probably a miss. 11.
That misses.
As a bonus action, she'll yell to, or a free action. She's like, "Son, wake up! We got company."
The creatures go.
Come on, man. Can't take on these little fucking things. Wake me up. How do I get one spell slot back?
Oh, I'm gonna long rest.
Well, what do you want me to do? I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. Dungeon. One time if I get hit.
So Sorin's sleeping, that means hits on him crit. So let's roll 2 dice.
Hey,
For what?
not doing anything.
I killed one.
You didn't wake me up.
I did.
Int.
No.
So we got
Hold on. As my free action, I yelled to you, "Sorin, we have company."
So am I awake, Daniel? Do I need to roll initiative, Daniel?
If you woke up, did you wake up?
He said it.
It doesn't mean you woke up. That's up to you. You are getting attacked. So
Yes.
'cause you're sleeping in the front, which is
I
weird.
happen to wake up.
That's a weird thing to do.
I happen to wake up.
Alright. Are you laying on the ground? Did you just have your movement to get up? Did you roll priority?
No.
Did you get credit?
I rolled a 17 for my initiative.
Okay, so next turn you can have 17 initiative. Alright, so I rolled a 20 and 19.
You suck.
So
20 and a 19?
yes.
Yeah. Both.
No crits.
Both.
So
Both.
they don't do a lot of damage though.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
Alright, so this lady, she's dead.
Don't care.
Hey, can't save everybody, right?
I'm just so happy they don't fight back. It was like, oh shit, I'm getting attacked.
She's dead also. This one's attacking Sorin.
Oh, is it?
These will crit.
It has advantage.
Advantage? I don't think it has advantage.
Sure does. He's laying down.
Advantage?
He's prone.
The first hit. Oh wait, I roll a man. Well, that's
Did you hit?
7. Yep. Oh,
You don't auto crit on a problem.
You don't hook, you gotta hit me still. Yeah, but that's why you roll advantage.
No, I rolled the older attacks. Remember 1920 were the rolls.
Oh, what that is.
So 7, and then the second attack. 5. That's it.
5 damage?
Hey, they're all dead.
I don't care.
You don't care about those dead civilians?
Can I continue my rest?
After taking the hits, you're no longer resting. You just took
got hit by a
bunch of
frog.
damage. You're no longer. Your rest was interrupted. You have to start over.
Well then, I have to move it to stand up.
Sure.
And what's the first thing in front of me, Dan?
Frog.
Look at the battlefield. The frog in front of you is the thing in front of you. The frog that just fucked you, that just fucking smacked you twice, is in front of you.
Smack you with his fucking back
Well,
cock.
the frog in front of me needs to make a int 15 saving throw.
Why don't you use
Okay.
your wrist bracers?
Well, he failed.
Forget about it.
Because I forget about them.
2d6.
Okay.
5 damage.
He's still alive.
Okay. Bonus action. Stab him with my dagger.
Good.
18 to hit.
Hit.
3 damage.
He's still alive.
Vekni, seeing Sorin get swarmed by these dudes,
Two
she
civilians.
will leap over them
Listen, we do our best, okay?
and land behind these fish frog people. And she will draw her whip and strike at this guy.
Which one?
The one straight in front of Sorin.
Alright, sure. That's the one he just hit.
I'm assuming.
He looks really hurt.
17.
Hit.
You know, I took out all the alligators and snakes by myself.
7.
Yeah. Describe it.
She just whips it, and the whip wraps around his neck, ripping out his jugular with the metal claws that were added to it.
Sure.
And then she will strike at this one. 16.
Describe or hit.
And then I will use a deft strike to add a d6 to the damage.
Rest. Great. The whole thing is dead. There's nothing left.
Fucking down.
Rest.
Go.
Good.
Keep resting.
Rest.
Plus 6, 13.
Damage.
Yeah.
Describe it.
Again, she just. After this one falls from ripping his throat out, she slashes at this one again with the claws ripping into the throat of the loose frog throat, and rips it out. And then she'll turn to the one next to it, and she will try to hit it. Oh, I'm behind it, so I have bonus action. Crit 20.
Okay.
That's 6 plus 5 plus 3.
Describe it.
She just turns and punches, and her fist just goes through the creature.
Yep. Kills it.
And she now stands in front of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frog people.
There are a lot of them. So they're all going to attack twice. They're going to hit the civilians with one attack each. If he gets attacked twice, it's not going to hit you, it's not going to hit Sorin.
Let's roll your AC 16.
So that actually doesn't kill anyone.
That means he's gonna attack the one straight in front of her.
That's too bad. Those are really bad rolls.
15.
Hit.
This is with my whip. 11.
Describe it.
She whips across this creature's stomach, and its gut entrails just start pouring out, and it's dead. And then she turns to this one,
And again with the whip. 25.
Hit.
10. Still alive?
Yep.
Alright, bonus action, will punch this thing.
Okay.
10 plus 8.
Hit.
18. 1 plus 5.
Describe it.
The whip cracks across its chest and rips a deep gash, and she just goes straight through it, straight like this, straight up through its cut into its head.
Sure.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Okay.
There's one behind her.
That one's unhurt, right?
Yes.
Okay.
21.
Hit.
9. So she just slams another haymaker into the side of this creature.
Still alive.
I figured.
So Mind Sliver, the ones that are right of me?
The red one.
Yeah.
Takes 5 damage.
That's one that you already attacked, Kevin? No. Okay.
And then I'll use my bonus action to pull out my dagger.
Okay.
13 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. Miss.
Ooh, these two are gonna attack this one. Miss. 16. Does 16 hit you, Sorin?
16 does.
Does 16 hit you?
No.
It's a sword.
Yeah.
You're taking. No, that. You're taking 16 damage.
Damn!
Nah, fuck you.
What does that hit me?
My AC's 20.
This civilian's dead.
Oh no.
This civilian's dead.
Oh man, cost me my liquor. They're dead. We'll attack this creature that I just attacked. The one that's hurt, I think. Yeah, I hurt. Crit 20.
Okay. That's one that you did. Wait, you do 7 damage to it?
I think I did 10 to him.
Oh.
So that's 6 plus 6, 12. Whip with the claws reaches around it, and because she still be, it hooks against its jaw, and she pulls it back, and you hear a rough a snap as this thing just falls to the ground.
Dead as fuck.
Okay, second attack.
Okay.
She turns and attacks the little yellow one.
Sure. What after the yellow one? It's fucked up.
23.
Hit.
11 damage.
Okay.
And bonus attack.
Describe it.
The whip just grabs onto one of the eyeballs, and as she pulls it back, it rips it out, and the thing just falls over.
Damn.
What is this thing's HP? Like 10?
What?
12?
It's low.
Alright, so bonus action, she'll run up to the red one, and she'll go behind it. Uh, 17.
Hit.
11.
Describe it.
She just shoves her fist straight through this thing's skin. And then she pulls it out, it's just covered in viscera, and the thing collapses over.
Kill a lot of these things.
Like a green goop kind of thing?
Whatever color blood it is.
Is that it for your turn?
Are there any more of these things left?
There's 3 of them left.
Ugh.
So
There's a
she'll
lot of them. There's 12. Begin with.
she'll move close to this thing, but I'm not gonna use any more key. But she'll move up to it and be like, yo! And that's it.
Hey yo! Let's
What's good?
sword.
Sorin will cast. Mind Sliver on that one right here.
Okay.
Int 15 save.
Fail.
8 damage.
Okay.
And on this next turn, it takes a -4.
That any kind of check?
Attack or save.
Oh, or an attack. 2 of them are attacking with advantage on Vekni. One of them's not.
Can I use my reaction to change my place?
You can, but you're also being flanked, so I don't think that matters.
So you're saying if you did one, the other one.
Yeah, but if I change my facing, I would only get advantage to 1 instead of 2.
You're being flanked, so 2 of them are always going to have advantage.
Yeah.
One of them doesn't.
I got you.
So advantage.
20 AC.
Well, the one without advantage is the only one that hit you. So,
37.
4.
4!
Vekni.
Fucking 4?
That's it. That's it.
Vekni is going to turn to this grung with the whip, and she's gonna whip it.
Who said they were grung? Where'd you hear that from?
Well, that's what frog people are.
They're not grung. So.
Well, she's gonna hit this grung.
They're not grung.
20 total.
A hit. One that's hurt already or no?
They give them all
I don't know which one's hurt already.
weapons and legendary reactions and reactions.
I don't know which one's hurt or which one's.
One of them's hurt. One of them has 7 damage on it.
Oh, then no, I'm not attacking that one. I'm attacking the purple one that
Alright.
was over here.
Okay.
6 total. 10 total.
Okay.
Second attack.
Okay.
26.
Hit.
11.
Describe it.
The whip goes at this creature and it's like, "Ah!" And it goes in its mouth and just rips its tongue out, which causes it to start bleeding profusely, and it falls over, grabbing its face.
Okay.
She'll turn to the one that Sorin mind slivered. $16.
Hit.
11.
Damage. Describe it.
She throws another punch, and again, it just goes straight through this creature's skin. And then the rest of my movement, I will turn and face this last one.
Sorin. There's one creature left.
Then I will mind slipper. Int 15.
Fail.
5 damage.
Nice.
Still alive.
Run up and stab it.
Is it right there in front of me?
It's right in front of me.
I will run up and stab it.
Okay.
Up and hit.
Miss.
Do I have any kind of flanking?
Did you want?
Does he have flanking?
If you move to flank,
I'll move
you
to
have the
flank.
movement to do it.
Alright.
Nope.
It's gonna attack Sorin.
Fuck you, it is. Fucking frog.
Miss for both attacks. Vekni.
So that means if he attacked Sorin, he turned his back to Vekni.
He did. He's gonna use his reaction to turn to you when you try to attack him.
Me?
Hmm?
Oh, alright. So you want me to roll with just regular
Yeah.
attack?
He uses reaction to turn to
16.
you. Hit. I'm guessing he's not surviving this.
9.
Describe it.
This creature goes at Vekni, and she just cracks the whip across its face, just peeling off most of it as it just goes and falls over.
That kills it. We each get 300 XP each.
Those last 2 streams, I've been watching on Twitch a lot.
Yeah.
And I watch them like 3 times a year.
Really?
Yeah.
We
haven't been playing, so I've just
Yeah.
been watching them the whole time.
Those are really good.
So
And when I did my overnight, because I did one on Thursday, remember you and I did like overnights each?
Yeah.
I watched their whole Twitch like that night.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. And then
a lot.
I did another one on Tuesday. So I watched the other one again. These people that were here, I don't actually think we got the chance to know them in the last session. So I'll use some mold earth and get rid of all this, like, bog off of me, and I'll walk over and introduce myself.
What is it, 2 males and a female left?
Looks like 4 people, actually.
There's 4 people left?
No, there's 3.
Unless one of them's Kevin.
This is me.
Oh, yeah, one of them's Kevin. Alright, it's 3 people left.
What are they?
There is
Adult human?
a gray person that looks like a chick.
Okay. Yeah, I think that model is female. My eyes are pretty bad.
I think this is another chick. Looks like 2 chicks and a guy. Unless this is just an elf.
Is there a third person?
Yeah, 2 chicks and a guy.
Okay, alright. So they,
I can't tell if that's a guy or girl.
let's say it's 1 male, 2 females.
Sure.
So they each look over to Sorin, and they give you a nod, and they seem pretty terrified and shooken up over what they just witnessed. A bunch of their friends dying in front of them.
What kind of weapons did the frog people have?
They had
better to
spears,
hit with my
short spears. Is what they had.
It's better to hit with my dagger, and then I can just do extra damage with them.
They also had shields and hide armor. That's what you can see that they have on them.
Okay. And do any of these NPCs on the ground look like they had anything valuable?
None of them are armed. You could search them.
Sure, while he goes up and talks to those people, I'll search them.
Okay. You could roll a investigation, and then Joe, you notice, or Sorin, you notice that as Vekni's searching the corpses of the fallen comrades of the people that are left, they're watching, and they seem pretty disturbed by what they're seeing.
What, him, like, rummaging through their stuff?
Mm-hmm.
They're dead, they don't need it.
Yeah.
Would you roll?
17.
17? Alright, I'd say going over all the corpses, spending several minutes searching through all of them, you find a total of 30 gold and a potion of climbing.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, you already have some of those.
Potion of climbing? I don't know.
Oh, you haven't yet? Well, you found one.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna call my owl over. I'll have it kind of like land on me, and I'll introduce the owl. Kind of like feed on the tree, kind of calm them down a little bit. And I'll ask them if they'd like to pet him.
The one woman, she's younger. One of them looks like she's probably late teens, early 20s. Another woman looks like she's about middle-aged. And the man looks older, like he's maybe low 60s, late 50s. And the younger girl, the younger woman, she gives a kind of like a half smile, and she reaches towards Dexter to try to pet him. She just lightly caresses his
And he
head.
kind of like does one of those things, accepts it.
She looks in your eyes and she says, "I thank you for saving me. I thought that we were going to meet our end out here. So deadly in this swamp. Oh my. You're so very strong defending us."
Vekni's just gonna pocket that gold. It's only 30.
I didn't even know that you found one.
That older man is watching, ignoring you, just watching Vekni scavenging the corpses of his friends and family.
You're welcome. My accomplice and I are very skilled at what we do, and what we do is protect the innocent.
Did do a very good job.
The man, he hears that, and he looks to you, Sorin, and he says, "Protect the innocent. Who is it that you serve, lad?"
Serve. I serve King Doken, of course. But for Elder.
I don't know of Ferelden. Is that in Clad?
No, it's not even on this continent.
Oh. Well, I thank you for what you did.
I see if he's lying.
Sure, roll insight.
Starting right off the night. Crit 20 plus 2.
You don't detect any kind of deception or anything. He seems like an older man. Perhaps he's just not very worldly.
You are welcome. You are all welcome. And where is it you from? Who is it you serve?
Well, we've been loyal vassals of the Lorien dynasty, and after King Lorien fell, we vassals of Vigor, but really we're just peasants trying to live our lives and escape all this violence, get away from the fighting and the war. We thought it'd be safer out in the wilderness, out in the swamp, but clearly we were wrong.
Clearly. And I'm going to call Vekni over. You said you serve Lord, or Prince Lord.
I served King Lorien, technically as a vassal, but never met him or any of his lords or anything like that. I'm a peasant.
Well, I'll tell you where they're not. They're not here. I can tell you where they are. They're on their way to Queen's Grace.
What? King Lorien still lives?
He does.
Vekni walks up and she does this. Just washing her hands. She goes, that is incorrect. King Lorien is most dead. But his son, Prince Lorien, he's alive.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, I thought that he had died when the capital was taken. Oh, wow.
No, they were living under the ground in the sewers for, was it 10 years?
It was 10 years since the war, yeah.
No, she was saying that.
Oh.
And thanks to Sorin and myself, they were able to break out of the city and go to Queen Inae's over in Queen's Grace.
Is it safe there? I wanted to protect my whole family, but only my wife and daughter are left.
Well, I mean, sorry for your whole family, but they stood there and didn't move.
They were terrified. We aren't warriors like you and your friend.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. And she'll reach her hand out with the 30 gold that she found. She goes, I gathered what I could of your compatriots, but it's not safe to stay here.
He reaches out with two hands, and he cups your hand, and he closes your hand lightly. He says, please, you keep it.
Oh, I do not need it.
You saved us.
No. I have more than enough. You take it.
This was all that my family had between all of us.
Well,
This is nothing to you.
it is nothing.
Are you like him, some kind of a royal or something? From Ferelden?
No, I'm just a your humble pirate captain. And she flips her hat off. Vekni Avumque of the Teskart.
He kind of takes a step back. What? A pirate?
Yeah.
A pirate that gives gold back?
Well, I don't have any room to hold it anymore. And she lifts her poncho, and there's a huge sack of gold strapped to her hip.
I guess with the war, you've probably looted a lot of corpses.
Turned in a lot of bounties.
I don't really know too much about who had bounties out for them and who didn't.
A couple of
Just an old man.
the head muckymucks of Forte were put to an end because they had a high bounty on them.
You killed Forte men?
And women.
Do they know about this?
Is that Vigor or Forte?
Yes.
I know, but was Frank Mandrake Vigor or Forte?
Forte is Vigor.
I know. Oh, Vigor's the Vigor.
Vigor's the
over.
Yes.
Okay.
Forte's a branch.
Okay.
And Frank was a leader of Forte.
What was the question?
He asked you if Vigor was aware that you've killed their men.
I don't know about that. We got to keep that a secret.
Well, I wish you a safe journey. It'll be dangerous if they come looking for you.
Yes, I know this. I'm sure that we'll figure it out.
Part of the reason that myself and a lot of the other peasants have been leaving our cottages and our hovels is because that man, Karaganda, he sees enemies everywhere. And he executes people without a second thought. It's nothing to him to take our lives.
Well, has he made his way out to here?
He's been in the bog, but those lizard men,
Of Frank?
Yes. They repel Forte whenever they come into the bog. Even before the war started. Forte would never have dared to even come this way, but now that there's open war, I don't know what will happen.
So do you feel you're safe here in Zavon?
No, I thought I would be, but clearly this is not.
Oh, you're not from here?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I apologize. I'm from the valley leading to Vicar Valley City.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of hovels and cottages there. I don't think they're on the map, but I had mentioned it when you passed them.
How long ago did you leave the city?
I think it's been about 4 days. No, it has to have been longer.
Was there a battle at the gates when you left?
No. No, the sentries were still there at the gates when we left.
What time of day is it? I have no idea.
I think when you started, it was like morning, like late morning, like 10.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to rest. You got some number of hours into rest. I'm going to say it's 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
You mucked around a bit.
Do you have any provisions?
Yes, in our wagon.
Is this supposed to be their wagon? And how are you pulling the wagon?
Well, we had a couple donkeys, but unfortunately they were torn apart by alligators a short distance from here. This journey has been dangerous. Several of my family were killed before you guys even got here, as we came through the swamp. We've only traveled a short distance through. I don't think it's possible for us to make it any further.
Well, where are you trying to go?
Either a fry or the doghouse. We don't know where either place is. We're just trying to. We know that they're out here. We're trying to find them. The doghouse is supposed to be a nice place, a neutral place of peace. And the man who was once the man who runs the whole place, who they say used to be a hermit and live on his own. They call him the medicine man. He would keep us safe, I would imagine, if we could find him, but I don't know. I can't imagine trudging through this muck, dealing with all these giant frogs and these crocodiles and these swarms of insects and swarms of snakes and troglodytes and trolls, and there's a mammoth rampaging around. It's crazy here.
Were we following a path, or were we just trudging?
Not really. No, they're not really paths.
Uh,
I think the lizard men like it. I think the lizard men like it that way. They want it to be difficult to get through here.
have you been in contact with the lizard men?
I haven't seen them once since we've gotten here. I'm sure they're out somewhere. I haven't seen a sigil. I haven't seen a single lizard folk. I haven't seen any kind of maintained trail. It's very strange. It's like this is a true wilderness out here.
Yeah, but I mean, we've only been here for like 2 hours. We've already been accosted by so many things.
This is a deadly place. I didn't know it was like this here.
Well, perhaps you should head towards Queensgrace.
If you think that that's the safer route.
I mean, it is a long distance, especially without your asses.
Yes, what about all our things?
Take what you can comfortably carry.
Our clothes and our trinkets and our family heirlooms, everything that we own is in this wagon. We can't just abandon it.
Like I said, take what you can carry. You're not getting this out of the swamp. It's not like are you gonna follow them the whole way out to get it out? They don't have horses to pull it anyway.
Fuck no. Not right now. They can come back for it.
Well, my name is Herman. It's been great meeting you.
Vekni grabs his hand with a firm handshake.
He shakes your hand back. His grip's kind of frail. He's not a physically strong man.
How about that long rest?
I mean, go for it.
Pitch your tent, baby.
Might just go in that cab. Bring that thing.
In the wagon?
You could try.
Is it a covered wagon?
It's covered.
Well, since we saved your lives, perhaps you can do us a favor.
What's that?
Just keep an eye out while we take a little break.
Okay. I'll give you a holler if any more creatures come near us.
And this time, move out of the way.
Yes. We're not used to battle and seeing monsters.
I'll ritual cast alarm back in that area again.
What was that do?
If something crosses over and
You'll wake up.
off.
Yeah. Make a mental alarm.
Let's expedite this. You're in the same spot. You've killed the creatures that were close to you. However, there are still many wild beasts roaming. So, I'm gonna let you do I'm gonna let you do 2 rolls for your 8 hours. I'm gonna give you a little bit lower of a DC than I did before.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's lower than it was because the beasts are further away from your position.
Unmodified D20s?
Yeah, I guess you could each roll 1 since you're both resting, right?
Yeah. Unmodified D20s or nature?
Unmodified.
Or nature?
No, not nature. It's unmodified.
Okay. I'll do
17.
All right, lots of pass.
And during the rest,
also a 17.
You guys. Oh, go ahead. What are you
during the
saying?
rest, Vekni will go and butcher part of the crocodile to cook up.
Oh, to eat. Roll a survival for that to see if you're able to cut it in a way that you could actually use the parts.
What's nice?
And you see an eat.
Oh, I passed. That's a 17. 14 plus 3.
So you're able to butcher it in a way where not only is there enough meat properly prepared to feed you and Sorin, but also to feed the others if you choose to do so.
Is there enough that I can keep them on my person for later use?
There'd be enough for another day.
Okay, so if I get 1 extra, whatever.
And your rest goes through without any problems.
While we're here, I'm going to now cast Mage Armor. Lasts for 8 hours. Bumps up my AC
At the beginning of your rest?
at the end of it.
So now it is like 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah. Perfect. So it's dark. You hear lots of, you hear lots of movement throughout the swamp. You hear lots of animal noises, all kinds of rustling. It sounds like it's a very lively place. It's not a stream. It's not a pond. Of just that mucky, watery, soft earth. Just
Sounds of like frogs and crickets and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
We were camping last week, and the fucking cicadas were so goddamn loud.
you hear those.
It's like, it's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up!
You hear some kind of birds, even though it's nighttime. It's a very loud place. The trees are moving. You hear slithering sounds. You hear sounds of snakes. It's a lot of stuff out there.
I'm going to take my owl, Dexter.
Sure.
And I'm going to have him fly over this area here, which goes over this.
Yeah.
And I really want to, investigate what's going on with these people, places. Looks like, I think we talked about this last time, but...
Yeah. There's a dead wagon, destroyed wagons, dead horses, dead people. It looks like they've been there for a minute. Those probably weren't part of their group. They've been there for probably. Well, roll investigation. I guess you'll be using Dexter's stats for that.
18.
All right. So you could determine that these corpses, they are, especially with you being in a swamp, knowing that things would decompose very quickly here. It's very humid here. There's animals. There's insects. It's not a place where a dead body could last a long time. So you see chunks of flesh missing from these gray corpses. None of them have eyes. Flies are buzzing around into their noses, into their mouths, into their open cavities where chunks of them have been bitten out. They've been dead.
They're turning me on.
They've been dead a while. You can surmise that perhaps the Oni had something to do with this. As far as goods and valuables, everything seems to be pretty stripped clean, but you can't see inside. Isn't there a wagon? I think, or a couple wagons. You can't see inside the wagons.
Vekni's going to turn to Sorin. She'll pull out one Reaper's polearm. Do you think that you could identify these?
Of course.
yeah, I'll grab it and cast Identify. Ritual cast, I think.
So as I had explained before, it is a polearm. It's retractable. So you could actually make it super compact and hold it like this, and it's just kind of thick and wide, and it comes apart into multiple pieces.
That's cool. It opens up in multiple pieces, or
Yep.
you press a button and it goes whooshing, cut it out.
It's not really a button, but the way the hinges are set up, you can kind of just be like whoosh, whoosh, and it goes into like multiple, and it becomes long really quickly. It requires 18 strength and 17 dex to wield. It is a +1 weapon on its own, and then also when you swing it, because it has those multiple joints and has the hinges, you have a lot of control over what this weapon can do, and it actually rolls 2 separate attacks. One attack is a 1d8 +1 slashing, and the other attack is a 1d4 +1 slashing. So it's pretty good. It has a 10-foot range, and then it has if you swing it from 5 feet, you have to roll disadvantage because that's too close. It's not meant to be used. It's like right up in someone's face.
I'll hand it back and let you know.
Cool, I'm gonna sell that. Okay, my strength is only a 10.
God, that girl.
Do we want to go investigate those other things down there?
I mean, I think we should wait till there's some sunlight, since you can see.
I'll rest again. I mean, I can use the owl to see.
I mean, do we leave these 3 here and sit swamp? We don't care, I'll leave it up to your judgment.
I think it's safest that they remain behind with the wagon, and when we've cleared out a trail, we can come back for them. I know that they are looking for, what was the name of that place? The
Doghouse.
The doghouse,
The
but
doghouse?
you were suggesting they go to Queensgrace, is what you suggested. They didn't say no, they were just worried about their property.
Yeah, I would tell them to go back to Queensgrace.
Yeah, Vekni told them to take what they could carry and leave the rest.
So Herman asks for directions on how to reach it and what he needs to know to get there safely.
Vekni will take the map out and show them where to go. Because
Just head due east and don't stop going.
she has cartographer supplies and navigator tools, so she knows her shit.
Oh, look at that.
Is there anything I need to know? Will there be any hiccups in the road on my way?
Do I remember any hiccups?
Blood mists, perhaps.
Do you? I don't know. Do you remember any hiccups?
Yeah, blood
Would
mists.
Vekni remember? I don't.
The blood mists are a lot in this area here.
I know of them. I'd rather avoid them, especially for the sake of my daughter and my wife.
Yeah. As you get closer to Queensgrace, there's a stupid little pixie that will ask you stupid riddles. Just tell us that Sorin and Vekni sent you.
Okay.
And do you have any skills that you can offer to the queen?
I garden and I farm my small little property that I have in the valley. I can perhaps do some work to try to. I had livestock. I can maybe help with livestock if they have need.
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
So why don't you wait here till first light and head out?
I thank you.
Sorin will use mold earth and remove all the dust and debris from all their clothes, kind of clean up a little bit.
They look bewildered more than thankful.
Vekni will walk down to the bodies of the frog people and grab a couple of the spears.
Okay.
And bring them up and be like, at least defend yourselves.
They take the spears, but they're holding them very awkwardly and in a way where you can surmise that they'll probably be useless in battle, trying to use spears.
Well, yeah, I saw what they had, when they fought crocodiles, like, spears are really these people. They just freeze in fear.
So Vekni and Sorin will head over where you wanted to go.
I don't know where I want to go.
Didn't you say you wanted to go over there?
Yeah, there is a cut through.
Well, be mindful too. You wouldn't see the monsters and stuff like that from,
But my owl went down that way and this way.
How far did it go this way?
It went down like that whole stretch.
Oh, so it saw all that?
Yeah, but it didn't see this. couldn't see that.
Okay.
And I don't remember if it went through this way or not.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. So. So because it's night, I can't see. So I'm gonna actually have to use Dexter as my eyes.
Okay. That's fine.
So I think I'm gonna like warg him this whole time.
Work away, bro.
Yeah.
So as we're walking away, Vekni is going to lean into Sorin once we're out of earshot and be like, is that not gonna make it? We should probably head back in spawning and raid the wagon. Shows they might have some sense now.
Perhaps we can catch it on the way out.
I'll take lead, I guess, because you don't have any kind of sight.
Sure. Which way are you
Well, I
going?
do have sight. I can see through the owl.
Yeah, I know, but your person doesn't have sight. So you can stay behind me and put your hand on my back, and I'll guide you.
I can see through the owl though.
Yeah, but is he flying around, or is he on your shoulder?
He's right. I guess I can just put him on my shoulder.
Yeah,
That makes it easiest.
that's what Crate did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
The owl that sat on his horn.
I'll keep him on my shoulder. This way it's like I'm seeing through him. Okay.
Just off to the left.
Why don't you
You're gonna throw something and just be like,
do your thing? Where are you going?
Well, I guess when we get there, do I see that this is open here, Dan, or no?
You can see it once you come out into this. Yeah, from there you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
I do want you to show me the exact pathing that you're going to walk.
I'm gonna fly out. Yeah, about somewhere kind of like here, and then I'll look. Do one of these.
So Dexter sees all manner of wildlife. There's insects, there's snakes, there's giant spiders, there's crocodiles, and they're all over. It's swarming with creatures. You could tell that if you go that way, it's likely you're going to be attacked by a various number of beasts.
Do I see this hut?
Can Dexter? How far can Dexter get?
120 feet of dark vision.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a correct distance. Yeah, so you can see it's on a hut though. It's on a hut.
What is it?
Let me describe it to you. So you see that there is almost like a pond in front of this area, and there's just like a little bit of dry land, and you see that there's a chest right up against the water. There's a chest there. I don't have that represented with anything, but
Not this thing?
no. Here, use this. Then ahead, where that hut is, you see a cave. It's like a cave wall surrounded by trees, and it's unscalable. It looks like it's very steep. It's not something you could scale. But the cave wall has a stone door, short makeshift hallway. It looks like it's man-made, like man-made excavated it out. A really short hallway with a stone door, straight going into this cave wall. How close is Dexter going to get to this?
No, I didn't say he was. So
So he's still far away.
I said here, and he can see 120 feet.
So from there, that's all you see.
Okay. And then as I look that way,
Then how far? Show me how far is Dexter going?
so again, he's only circling this area right here.
Okay.
Right.
So from
120 feet. So 5,
from
10,
there,
20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
you see a lot of water. So this blue area, so these blue spaces, that's water.
Okay.
All these blue spaces, all throughout that, it's all water.
Okay.
So be mindful. It's a lot of water. There are trees protruding from the water. There is a little bit of land, and again, there's crocodiles. There's snakes. A lot of wildlife.
So I have Dexter fly back to me, land on my shoulder, and then relay that information to Miss Vekni.
It looks dangerous.
I think everything looks dangerous. You must want to wait till the morning so that you can see yourself. Because one little and your silly little bird is gone.
Yeah, I guess we can always go back to the wagon and play some games and tell some stories and drink a little bit.
I have no liquor.
Zero liquor left?
I traded it last game for those people.
He did.
Wow.
do
Vekni
that.
without liquor.
I know.
Man, she's gonna get real irritable real quick.
Oh yeah.
That's the first time this whole campaign you haven't had liquor.
I'm gonna have to rob the next bar we go to. So Vekni will turn around and start heading back to the people.
What's your path? Oh, so you just walked. You barely walked far away from them at all.
No, not really.
All right, yeah, okay. So yeah, nothing's different. They're just kind of sitting around. You see the old man trying to start a fire. He's failing at doing so.
Well, it's a little too damp to start a fire.
Yeah, but it gets cold here at night. It's humid during the day, but at night, I don't know. Maybe it'll keep some of these beasts away.
Vekni will sit down and she'll lean in, and like he said, she doesn't have any alcohol, so she's starting to get a little agitated.
Yeah.
And she leans in and she looks at, what was the guy's name? Gregor?
Herman.
Herman. She leans in. Herman, is there any chance you have some booze in your wagon?
8 hours.
It's pretty good.
8 hours.
Yeah, what would you like? I have a bottle of rum. I've got about half a bottle of bourbon left. And I got maybe a quarter cask of ale.
Well, let's bust out the ale and I'll take the 2 bottles. You can't carry it all the way to Queen's Grace. It's not worth it.
He tries to get really close to you. He tries to lean in really close to you.
Okay.
That's something you let him do. Leans in with his mouth trying to go really close to your ear. Let it happen. And he whispers and says,
Mabel, my wife, she's a little bit of a lush. She'll be intolerable if we don't save some liquor for her.
What I mean,
Please. I appreciate all you did, but leave us at least a bottle. Think of Mabel. Think of me.
Alright. I'll take the half bottle of bourbon. You keep the rum. Bust out the ale.
Thank you so much.
and he kind of giddily, almost has a pep in his.
Yes.
Oh, he almost has a pep in his step, and he goes and he grabs the cask from the wagon, and he grabs the half bottle of bourbon, and he gives them both to you.
So Vekni will start drinking the ale.
Okay.
And are there glasses? I'm guessing there's cups or something.
He'll go and get some cups from the wagon. He'll bring them out. He brings out 1, 2, 3. He actually brings out 4. So that's just 1 cup shy of everyone that's there.
Okay.
And he hands you the cups.
I'll virtual cast me my unseen
Thank you.
servant, and I'll have it take my glass and hold it for me.
Okay.
And have it drink the potion
Oh,
of
no.
dark vision.
Do you have a spell that can start a fire?
Yeah, like fireball.
just shoot at a fireball. It's fine.
Yeah, like this campfire with a fireball.
No, I'd rather just drink the potion. I mean, it's no big deal.
Alright, I got liquor, so let's go. Vekni's gonna drink a couple cups and finally feel better.
Okay. Okay.
So if you start walking, just show me the exact path you're gonna take. No, it really matters. Is that what you're gonna do? Okay.
Well, his owl has superior dark vision, so he should have that thing take the lead.
Yes. Yes. So we already mapped out this area with the owl, and we mapped out that corridor down there. But we don't know what's over there or back there or what any of that water is. Honestly, none of that water really interests me from what I saw. So the only thing that looked of interest heading here was this guy right here.
And all you saw because your owl didn't get very close. You just saw that it's a short little hallway. There's a stone door, and you couldn't see anything else. Nothing else you could
If
see.
you want,
It's man-made.
I can also cast invisibility.
If you want to use the spell, I don't care.
We can just walk around here invisible for a while.
That's fine too. What do you want to do? I have no spells.
Yeah, I'll upcast invisibility. Target myself in Vekni.
Okay.
So we'll be invisible.
That's
That
fine.
also lasts 8 hours?
No, it's only an hour.
It's 1 hour.
So what is the path that you're going to walk?
It's that way.
Yeah.
No, show me the specific way that you're walking. It matters. You don't know why. It matters.
Well, I'm sure it's because of the creatures that are there.
Maybe.
So I guess we'd probably take the land around this way.
Stop. Who's point?
I'll take one.
Alright. Roll a dex save 12.
Shit. That is a fail.
So you're walking through the muck and your feet sink in with each step. You hear like that sound as you're walking. When you get to that spot, you take a step and you could feel your whole body start to sink. This is a lot more of a like a watery, soft ground than the rest of what you've been walking through. When you fail your save, you actually completely submerge. You fall through this mucky, swampy that you thought was solid ground, and you actually fall in, and you go underwater. So
Yeah, we had cantrips to figure this out.
So yeah, you're underwater right now.
I will use shape water to move water away from my face.
Okay.
So she'll make an air circle around herself. How deep am I?
You're only 5'3". I'm gonna say your feet are not touching the ground, so you don't know. And even with your dark vision, the water is so murky. It looks basically like ground. You can't see through this. It's opaque.
Okay, but can I swim in it?
You can.
Alright, so she'll make, as she sinks, she'll make that bubble around her head and start trying to swim up.
So the swim DC for this particular area is going to be.
A swim DC?
We'll say. I should have wrote the DC on it. I'm going to say it's going to be a 10 10 athletics to pull yourself out.
I never get to use acrobatics.
It doesn't really make sense. Acrobatics to swim doesn't really make sense. Nope. You're able to hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to twice your con score. What's your con?
14.
So you're able to hold it
rounds.
for 28 rounds.
Is it twice your con score or twice your con plus?
It says your con score.
Bashi.
A round is 6 seconds.
Oh, that makes
so
sense.
that's a really long time. So you didn't take any damage, but you didn't get out of the muck.
Yeah, and can we pass on to my turn now?
We're not in priority.
Okay, then I'll use mold earth and pull out all the soil in this thing.
Okay.
So now it's just water.
Okay.
Am I under the water level or am I like level with it? Or am I sinking?
Your feet are touching the ground. You don't know how deep it is. It's deeper than you are tall.
Yeah.
And you failed your swim check, so you were underwater.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pull the soil out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say even with your shape water, I mean, how constant can you keep? Isn't it like an action to
I
move
don't
the
know.
water?
I don't know why you did this little bubble when you can control a 5-foot cube.
It's 6 seconds for your
What
action.
am I gonna do? Go whoosh and then sink down?
It's just the water. It's
I'm
on the ground.
floating in water. If I
You're not.
clear-
You're not floating because you failed your swim check.
well, now I'm sinking. At
Yeah.
first I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you are sinking, but it's gonna take a long time for you to actually take damage.
Yeah.
But you're underwater. Your head's underwater.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the soil.
First time this has happened. That's why we're trying to figure it out.
Sorry. So I'm gonna remove the earth element out of it. 5-foot cube.
How would that work?
It would just be water. It wouldn't be mud.
Just be water.
Okay. Oh, so you're actually gonna extract the mud from. Oh, it's smart. Yeah, you'd be able to do that.
Yeah, fine.
So now it's clear water.
That's just
You still have to swim through it, but you could see that it's actually pretty. It's about 10 feet down.
10 feet below me or
10 feet total.
and me?
10 feet total.
Okay, then I'll put a 5-foot cube of ice below me.
Okay, so you're 3 inches above the water. Would that be enough to breathe?
Just good. And I can jump.
What do you think, Keith? 3 inches?
No, it's not. But
If
I
you're
can
5'3" and there's 5 feet of water and you're standing, would you be able to breathe?
You could struggle to do it, I think.
Yeah.
tippy toes.
All right. We'll let his judgment.
Even
Go
if
with that.
you couldn't breathe, you can still hold your breath.
Yeah. Vekni's gonna be up like this in the water and be like, Sorin, watch your step.
So yeah, now all Vekni has to do, she doesn't even need to swim because she's 5'3" in a 5-foot cube. So she can just do this. And pull. She should be able to pull yourself up.
Yeah, she'll just reach her hand up to Sorin.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can pull her out. And that doesn't take any check.
Yeah.
So you were able to surmise that you were able to just pull her out.
Yeah. So now doing that, I'll use mold earth again, and I'll get all the dirt and debris off of her.
I'll just dry myself with the shape water.
Okay.
And now that we know that this is a thing, moving forward, probably every 5 foot in front of us, I'll just turn it to succcumb ground.
You can do that. So what you're gonna very, very slowly. So keep in mind that's gonna make it so that every step, every like 5 feet you're walking, you have to stop for 6 seconds and do that.
Well, then I'll do. I'll do a step in front of them and make it ice, but like grainy ice.
And you guys are invisible.
Oh no, I'm not anymore.
Not anymore.
I cast a spell and he casts a spell.
Yeah. Well, you lost your invisibility.
That's fine. So what we'll do is he'll do 5 foot. I'll do a 5 foot. He'll do a 5 foot. So we'll move twice as fast, but we're still moving slow as fuck. So we'll keep heading that direction.
When you get to the end of the land, you'll see that that there is that opening there, but that's just straight up water.
Ice.
I'll make a.
You motherfucker. Didn't think of that.
What?
I didn't think of it.
Our cantrips are OP.
Alright.
Yeah, so him and I have separate cantrips.
How much ice can you make?
I can do earth.
10 feet.
He can do ice.
Okay.
So he can. Yeah. So he can.
The amount of spaces
he
that
can
the amount of
change
hexes
the
that you
water,
see,
and I
that
can
is
change
an
the earth.
accurate representation.
Alright, so we'll get to.
And when you're in a swamp, it's a really big deal.
Here,
Yeah, I would say so.
ice, and then get over to this side.
Sure.
Yep.
That
That's
way.
ice. And then when I get to there, I'll change.
Is this? Can we tell if this is land or that bog water land?
Oh, you can't tell. If you examine each space, you can maybe tell.
I'm not going to do that. So for every 5 foot in front of us, I'll make it normal earth. Take a step, normal earth. Take a step.
So that's every 6 seconds. We move 5 feet.
Well, for the sake of the encounters, I think you're going to have to say when you're doing that, and it's not just going to be an automatic thing that I have to remember. It's going to be something that you have to say. I'm doing it here. I'm doing it here. So if you want to say, I'm doing it now, I'm doing it now, I'm doing it now, that's fine.
Sure.
But we can't just, 20 minutes from now, I'm like, oh, you fall in the muck. Oh, no, I was checking every space.
That's
no,
fine.
it's not going to work
I'll
like that.
continue to say what spaces I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that was ice.
Yep.
That's solid.
Sure.
Right? So,
And you could tell that wasn't, that space you just did, you could tell that wasn't going to be a spot you were going to fall through.
Vekni will just gingerly put her foot on the next spot.
Yeah, it's muck, but it's not, you're not going to fall through that.
Alright, so we'll do that again, moving slowly,
So now you got
touching the spots.
Okay. Those blue hexes obviously are just pure water. Yeah.
Okay. Sorin, why didn't you send your owl up ahead?
I already did.
Do it again. That was time ago.
From where you are, you do hear something. Who's got point? Vekni?
Yeah.
Why don't you roll
Owl
perception?
does.
The owl has point, so why don't you roll perception? Do all these skills, I think he kind of showed you. You all these skills based on your stats.
So the owl has advantage on perception checks.
It's hearing. He's an advantage on hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
My passive is 16.
22 total.
Oh, alright, great. So you hear croaking, loud croaking. You can tell it's from some kind of amphibian that's large, and it's very close by, coming from the direction of this water that's in front of you.
So, yeah, I'm going to have the owl kind of fly out now.
You don't see anything.
Yeah, alright. Just scout the area, nothing. So I assume this stuff is all underwater.
Well, you don't know that that's there.
So I'm going to fly the owl out to where he is right now, but he's flying. He's not on the ground.
Okay.
Is that land where your owl is?
No, I said he's flying.
I know, but can you see if it's land or water?
Is that
The
land?
green is land.
Green is land. Yeah. So yes, it is land.
Sure. So Vekni will freeze
So my
that block of ice right here
is also a spell.
and step
And
slowly onto it, peeking around the corner. What, do I see anything?
You don't see any monsters or anything like that.
I selected an owl.
So she, hearing these loud croaks, is going to draw her whip and keep her hand thumbing the hilt of her sword.
On seeing and hearing, they can fly.
So you're ready for combat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that if you get attacked, you won't have to. There won't be any kind of stealth roll because you're ready to fight.
Yeah,
Right.
she's
after
fighting giant frog people. She's thinking that
So rather
it's either
than
that or just a
us
lot of
trying to find
frogs.
out what's here,
We
yeah,
fought
something
those
else.
frogs
And
in
as a
Shatir as well.
You fought frog. Well, you avoided fighting them, but they were
I
there.
think we wound up fighting them a little bit.
You might have fought them a little bit and ran away.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ice, baby.
Yeah, so she iced this one, she steps out.
5-foot cube of ice.
Yep.
Anything get frozen inside of it?
No, nothing can be frozen inside of it. You can't trap things in this. Otherwise, that would be OP as fuck.
That would be
It's
really
like,
strong.
You just take a thing of water, splash it on the face, and freeze it.
That would be ridiculous.
So then what happens with something that is inside the ice? Does it just like move off to the side or
I
something?
think she just wouldn't be able to do it.
Probably would just shunt it off to the side.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. Just could shunt it to the side.
Let's see.
Now what?
I move another 5 feet.
Okay.
Let's see.
Where's your mini now?
Where she is currently.
Okay.
He hasn't moved her yet.
It says you freeze the water provided there are no creatures in it.
Okay. So I guess that's a good way to find out if there's creatures in it because you won't be
You
able
won't
to
be able to
freeze
freeze
it.
it. Yeah. So she will.
That croaking is all around you. You hear it. It's loud. It's all you hear. Wait, I can't make it.
Ribbit.
Fine. Ribbit. It's loud. It's really loud. It's like you ever hear like in a pool when there's frogs, they're cleaning the side at night and they're loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Croaking. That's what we're hearing
All
right now.
up in your filter.
Yep. Exactly.
Because you can't get out.
That's
You're
what we're
sitting in chlorine.
It's echoing off the trees. It's loud as fuck.
She'll lean back to Sorin and be like, "You see these frog creatures again?"
More than likely.
We need to get to land. Can I see? I can see the land from where I am.
I'm gonna try something.
Sure.
Right? This is a
Distraction. Cast dancing lights.
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna cast dancing lights, which to be honest probably should have done from the beginning. Right? I got it.
No, because that would bring attention to us.
Yeah. So kind of like a moth to the flame. I'm gonna bring my dancing lights all the way out as far as I can go,
Sure.
and see if anything like if the light
jailbreaking.
attracts anything.
Well, you immediately hear a bunch of skittering coming from that area when you do that.
Range 120 feet, so I'm gonna go as far out as I can.
So like all the way to like
Pretty much
the
to
pool,
the
the
pool.
side of the pool table is like a cave wall, but it's covered in trees and vegetation and stuff.
So
like
what
that.
I'll do is I'll bring it to the cave wall and then I'll just have it like kind of like go up and like start to like do something like this, as if it's almost like a nightlight kind of thing.
And how far is how far is the light? How far does the light reach?
10-foot cube, 10-foot radius.
Okay, it's not very far.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really illuminate too much, but you hear a bunch of skittering from the areas around that. Those trees and whatnot, you hear a bunch of skittering.
Okay.
Almost like it's a lot of movement.
Yeah. So I'll keep having it go, and I'll even have it go into some of the trees. and
Do I
back it
notice
out.
any movement by us?
Yeah. You see, looking the other way, looking towards the light, you see this green head just come up a little bit above the waterline. Big ass eyes, and it's looking over at the light, and then surges back down. It didn't look like it looks like a frog head. And it looks fucking huge.
Do we have nothing doing?
Thought we were.
So she'll freeze the spot and she'll pull Sorin onto the spot she's standing on and freeze the spot in front of her.
The spot where you saw the thing come from? Or
No. I don't know which one he came out of.
Well, you did see a creature.
I know, but you have these frogs here.
You don't know where they are.
I know that, but I know where they are.
It's really
Where did
difficult.
the head pop up?
Dan, it's very difficult
what I'm
to
asking
navigate
you.
this knowing where the frogs are.
No, it's not. It's just which
I
head...
could have just removed them.
No,
I thought about it, but I thought that would be
Dude, just
much
tell
more
me which head popped up.
The light green one.
Okay, so she freezes this spot directly in front of her.
Okay.
Is it freeze?
Yeah.
And she's still cautiously moving around, looking.
You don't see anything move. You don't see anything moving. You see some bubbles pop up every so often in the water. You hear the croaking coming from all around you.
Alright, so
Bubbles.
then she'll try to freeze that one.
Yeah, it freezes.
And then on the other side of it, I'll mold earth it and make sure that that spot is safe to stand on.
The spot that Vekni just stepped on?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. You could tell it wasn't gonna sink. It wasn't gonna sink. But you do notice something in the area that you just stepped into, with all this grass and all these trees. You see very, very fine, very, very thick spider webs, all connected to all the trees. And it's not like one web or two webs. It's like really, really thick, and it's all around you. What's your passive? Who's the highest passive perception?
Mine's 16.
15. So with your stats, you get like passives, right? Things that you just naturally have. You me standing here, like I can see you without having to try to see you.
Okay.
So you can passively like see and hear things that in an area like this. So the higher your level is, the higher these passives will go up without you having to actually roll. So that's why he said who has the highest. So like being that he has a 16.
16, you said?
He can naturally discern what's going on in the area.
Well, what did I see?
Sand.
So I'll
You
step
hear a lot of skittering.
I'll step down with Vekni,
Okay. Again, you notice this area, there's webbing connecting to all these trees.
and then I'll mold earth the spot in front of us.
That spot, when you do that, you notice that it was a very watery, mucky spot where you would have fell through if you stepped on it.
Look at that.
So if you want to mark that, well, I guess you don't need to because you fixed it.
Okay.
So we're here skittering, and there's lots of loud croaks.
Yep.
And I'll have my owl fly out again a little bit farther this way.
I'll draw out my sword.
Do I see any of that webbing still?
Where are you?
Here.
Those two trees that are closest to me, yes. The ones over the water, no.
How high is the owl?
Good question.
And you can go up to 100 feet, so as high as it needs to be. It clearly sees the webbing, so how far up does the webbing go?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
What's your AC, Sorin? Or wait, who's in the back? Sorin, right?
Sorin, yeah.
16.
16.
AC is your armor class. That number he has to roll higher to hit you.
From the tree behind, or directly behind you, this small chunk of webbing gets shot out. It spreads out to try to hit you, and it misses and falls next to you. And you guys can roll priority. So the spider right behind Sorin is going to try to bite him
I need.
with advantage.
No, I'm
No?
going to use my reaction and phase it.
You can do that. So not advantage. It's a 13. Does that hit you?
No, this is.
Misses. Okay. The spider that's behind that tree on my side, he's gonna shoot. He's not gonna move. He's gonna shoot a web at Vekni. 16?
18.
No, 18. Okay. The spider on the far side for me, towards Joe, on the left is gonna shoot a web at Sorin. 13? Misses. And then the spider on the right, to the right on that side, is gonna shoot a web at Vekni.
So you see how we can go first because we won't roll up.
You say 18 hits?
18 is my armor. Does that count as a missile? Because it's a...
It does.
Then I will do my ability to deflect it. Probably can't catch it because it's webs. Or catch it. Well, this is what it says. When you can use your reaction to deflect or catch a missile when you are hit by a ranged attack. And I got hit.
It restrains if it hits. It doesn't do damage.
When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced 1d10 plus 11.
So deflected.
I guess I automatically deflect it then.
Yeah, that would count as a missile, so you could deflect missile.
Alright, so Vekni just swings her sword and slices the net before it hits her.
It's fine. It's all missed, but there's web on all these spots. And that's difficult. That's all difficult terrain, all those spots.
And we can see these spiders?
No, you only saw the,
Well, they fired at us. Doesn't
yeah,
mean
they're concealed. You know where they came from, but they're hiding.
Okay.
You can only see the one that tried to attack Sorin physically. And then it's Vekni's turn.
Okay. Vekni has her weapons drawn already. And she will take a step to her left. So Sorin, can you move Vekni that way? The elf. Yeah. For just one spot. Nope. Other way. Nope. No. Right there.
So don't forget, it takes twice as much movement to move through the difficult terrain.
Well, he didn't.
Not on the web.
He didn't step on the web.
Oh, you didn't step on it? Okay.
All he did was
All right,
one space
that's fine.
forward.
And then she will whip this bug.
Okay.
14 plus 8.
Hit.
22. So that's 6.
While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna roll my recharges for all the webs.
Okay. Where's my it's 11 slashing.
Okay.
So playing in this
Two.
Dan's thing, right? We don't.
Stunning strike.
What the like
Good, you can do that.
spiders, but
I
I think
did.
what they have.
You have
Oh,
to
it's
roll.
a D6.
Roll DC 14.
So when Kevin and I fight these things, it's always in
DC
the
14
way.
what?
Con.
Right. Fight these things when we look at them.
Fail.
These things could spit acid.
It
Like,
is
we don't.
now
we don't-
frozen, so I get advantage on my next attack.
Like these web
Okay.
things, it looks like they have to recharge all the time.
Thank God, because I rolled a crit one. So 17.
And then when they roll attacks,
17 damage? So
And
wait,
the
was
17 hit.
that 11 plus 17?
No. It's 11.
Oh, 11
And the second hit was a
Yes,
17.
Yeah, that hits.
if I were to
17.
attack with the tiger, I roll d20.
8 slashing.
Add 6 to that.
Okay.
How far? Okay, it's within range.
That goes against
Bonus.
the armor.
Bonus
Slide into armor, then you hit it.
unarmed attack.
When you
Sure.
hit something, you roll damage, and the damage is indicated
19.
dice
Hit.
on the modifier, right? So fire roll will be 1d4,
8
d4.
bludgeoning.
It looks really hurt.
Plus 3. So if I were to, do it
Okay,
now,
and then
I roll
it is
10
frozen
plus
until the
5,
end of
which
my
is
next
5
turn.
damage.
Okay.
So this spider just got fucked up. You see Vekni with her whip, and it rips giant chunks of flesh off of it, and then she runs over and slams her foot on one of its legs, cracking it. And that is... Vekni will back up to get away from Sorin, because she sees the things are shooting at him, doesn't want him to get hit. And she will face that way, because those two shot at her.
Not knowing what's out there, right? I see the webs though.
You do?
I'm just gonna cast Fireball.
Okay.
20-foot radius. Hitting all 3 of those webs there. as
Easy,
well.
Doken!
Easy with all those 3 of those webs right there.
Would that hit that yellow thing? You can't see that thing, but would that hit that?
What? It hits the yellow thing.
It does.
It hits these 3 trees, these 2 spiders, whatever this thing is. It also hits all 3 of those webs. This
Oh, that
rock-
thing's a web. That thing's another web.
What thing?
That thing you said, whatever this thing is, that's another web.
This frog and this frog, if they're in there.
They're in the under the water. I don't think it's gonna hit
And
them.
then- Well, it's a sphere. So it's not a flat plane that goes like this, unless you just want to use the ground and call it up height. Yeah, those do that.
I don't think it's gonna hit things underwater.
No, we won't. It won't do
Yeah,
that.
it's-
We won't do that. So
that'd
it
be
goes
kinda
up,
silly.
and it goes up this tall.
Okay.
So this tall.
Okay.
So all these trees ignite on fire.
They're actually on fire. Here, why don't you spread some of this around?
Dan came super prepared.
Apparently. So now, if I could ask.
Yeah.
So,
No, you can't.
son of a bitch.
Okay.
So, alright, so you're exploring a swamp. We're going to start things. Now, how do you leave the swamp? There's no spot you have to go, or
We have no idea.
They don't know.
We're just
There's
kind
no
of
path.
walked into it because we're trying to get. There's a place in there.
let me rephrase that. Is there an exit they need to find?
They don't know. They know they.
Well, we know where we came in over here, which is the entrance.
This was the entrance. This is where we came
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
So
And we're trying to find a city or a town called the Doghouse. So we're searching through here.
trying to find the doghouse.
I got you. Okay.
What's in the doghouse?
Okay.
But we know we need to go there.
We're the lizard. Do the
a
lizard people
fry.
live in? They live in a fry. And we want to get there too.
So they know that these places are out here somewhere, but they don't know where they are.
So Daniel, everything makes a Dex 15 save.
Ooh. Show off the six. Oh no.
Oh, and all the webbing. Is there webbing all these trees?
Yeah, so that's burned, and then that one piece of webbing that I said you go, what is that? That's webbing. You can get rid of that because that's going to be burned and melted.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn, Dan, that dice sounds good.
One of the dice that I rolled passed and one of them failed. So how much damage did the one that passed take?
Well, I'll roll total damage right now. So 32 total damage.
Get rid of that yellow snake. Just get rid of it.
What about the 2 spiders?
How much is half damage for them?
Half damage.
16 damage?
16.
Okay.
They both take 16.
They take 16?
Oh yeah, bonus action stab with my dagger.
Roll attack.
Yeah, I always forget that. Crit fail.
Roll a D6.
Roll D4.
D4.
3.
You fall prone.
You
have movement?
Stand up.
Yeah. So,
I was
moving
I would do that.
Use my movement to stand
It
up.
doesn't matter, that spider can't attack
So-
you. You might want to stay prone because that other spider can't shoot you.
Keith, grab that the orange thing that in the water. Yeah. Put it right next to Vekni.
But
To her right. It was a giant swarm of snakes, and you saw them. You couldn't see them, but they slithered through the water, came onto land, and they slithered over. There's fire everywhere, but they're very agitated. They seem very agitated and excited. And they swarm over to Vekni's side, and they're 5 feet from you, Vekni, and they seem hostile towards you, but actually from 5 feet away, they aren't able to do anything to you. Then it's the spider's turns again. The spiders, you said the trees are on fire?
The trees are on fire.
Okay. Joe, why don't you roll a d6? This is for fire damage for them being in the trees.
2.
They're gonna drop from the trees. They're gonna both move towards the clearing away from the fire. So, Keith, can you do me a favor? Just move. Yeah, just move that spider away from the tree
This way or this way?
to your right, I guess that would be. Yeah. And then the other one's gonna move away too. See that tree that has that black block under it? Move it to the far side of that. Yeah.
in the water?
No, not in the water.
I can't see. There's a wall.
Alright, they both recharge their webs, so they're both gonna fire webs at Sorin again.
Okay.
You got fucking up, guy.
We got a 11 and a 15.
Both
15
miss.
hits?
Both miss.
Okay. The one that's in front of you, Sorin, is going to attack you again
Oh,
with a
he
bite.
isn't. He's stunned.
Okay. The other gray one is going to move to Sorin's right,
Okay.
and he's going to try to bite him.
Okay, move this guy.
Yep.
Which way? Over here?
Right next to Sorin. There should be an open space, right? They can walk through the webs. The webs don't affect them, the spiders.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 17. Hit?
A reaction cast shield.
And then so I miss.
Yeah, +5.
Alright, so I see this swarm of snakes come slithering up next to me. So I use half my movement to pull out a stick of dynamite and lean over to the fire that's sitting next to me. So she's like, she sees the snakes and she just goes, she pulls out a dynamite, leans down, lights it, and tosses it into the swarm of snakes.
Okay.
And they have to make a DC 12 Dex save.
Well, it's going to hit you.
No, it isn't. I'm not within 5 feet of it.
You are. You are literally within 5 feet of it. They're 5 feet. They're 5 feet away from you.
Well, then
They're
I'll
right
throw
next
it
to you.
behind them, the spot behind them, so it hits them, and not me. I'm not gonna blow myself up with dynamite.
Probably gonna roll something for that.
Yeah, if you want to throw it to a specific spot,
Sure.
I'll just have you roll an attack against the snake to see if you're able to throw it where you want to throw it.
So these are like the kind of things that there's no rules for this.
13. What am I? What's the plus? It's a 13 plus.
You're gonna roll an attack.
So
Yeah, but
damn.
I don't know what the. What I just had.
Crater.
Dex and I guess I just had Dex. So
Just had Dex, yeah.
18.
Okay, so you throw it where you want it.
Okay. And then I'll
And
turn
how much damage does it do?
3d6.
Okay.
Nice. 15.
15 damage?
Yeah. Are the snakes still alive?
Oh, they are. Match your attack to do that.
That's my whole attack action?
Yeah. You can't throw a dynamite and then keep fucking...
I
dynamite,
would-
throw it, then
I would,
keep...
I would say that too, yeah.
Yeah, well, how many things are you gonna do in a turn, bro?
Whatever, Dan.
You just
making up rules as we're going to try to impress your
You're
trying to impress your friend.
Blew it up and then fucking...
Fine, I'm
almost-
going to bonus action. This spider's facing Sorin, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
The gray one?
Yes.
He's facing Sorin, so it looks like you... if you want to get right behind him, I think there's a tree there, it looks like.
Well, yes.
No,
well,
I'm
Oh, you want to go for flanking? I think you
yeah,
have
he's
flanking.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you
on
have
opposite,
flanking.
we're on opposite sides of each other.
Yeah, you have flanking.
There's a variant roll where your characters are placed with other ones, whether or not gives you advantage.
So Vekni will turn to the spider and try to squish it with her feet. No, actually, I'm going to continue with the stupid snakes. Just
Okay.
going to try to stomp them.
Sure. We'll do just like an unarmed strike.
That's what I have to do as a bonus action.
Okay.
18.
Hit.
3 plus 5.
So you feel like... So 8. So you feel like this... What you just did, stopping those snakes, was not as effective as you expected it to be.
Can I stunning strike?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll
Oh,
stunning
wait, are they immune to that? Well, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you can try.
Alright, a stunning strike.
So is this like a...
Okay.
I did. You have to roll a save.
You just can't. It doesn't work.
Okay, that's fine.
So is this like a whole pile of snakes?
It's a pile of snakes.
Like-
It's a swarm of snakes.
Like acting as like one monster kind of thing?
Mechanically, yes.
I love how snakes just...
So Dan, I'm going to use my bonus action first.
It's weird, but okay. Sure.
And I'm going to attack the spider in front of me with my dagger.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Roll your attack.
21 to hit.
Describe it.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Would
gonna
I have one left? Damn it! I hate when that happens.
So yeah, I'm gonna pull my dagger out, and right between its like 8 eyes, I'm gonna stab it on the top, and then pull my dagger slowly, kind of like taking the eyeballs in its face and like split them in half.
All right.
And then for my action, Daniel,
It's a little cluttered here.
for my action,
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern in this whole area right here. So it'll get the snakes and both spiders, and it'll also get Vekni. So everybody rolls 15 in.
So the snake automatically passes.
Okay.
Snakes. The spiders have to roll. Do you want me to roll them individually, or do you want me to roll one roll?
One roll.
One roll. 15 int.
15 in.
And how many spiders are getting hit? 3.
Well, there's only 2 left, right?
No, there's another
You
one.
only killed one.
This one.
Joe, there's another one right by the wall.
You guys only killed one.
Okay, this one, and this one.
2 of them are gonna hit. So
Yeah.
one roll.
Don't let him roll it.
Oh, did
You didn't know. You don't know the snakes immune.
Yeah, no.
no, I don't. But I'll change. I'll change the roll now before you do. I'll use my portent and make it a 9.
Oh, so they just automatically fell.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the save?
They had a -4 anyway, so they're probably gonna fail regardless.
-4. Sheet.
The snakes are immune. The snakes are immune.
What is the save?
15. Intelligence.
Oh, I'm stunned.
Ugh. Okay, these trees are still on fire, though, correct?
Yes. So my spiders are 2 of them are stunned right now. For 1 minute. Who's closest to the snakes? Is it Vekni?
Yeah.
So they move into her space.
So they don't. It's not an automatic hit. They just have advantage.
They move into Vekni's space. So if you want to show, you want to just move them. They move like they're actually in the same space as her.
They're in her.
Yes. And they're swarming around her.
There's snakes in here.
So they're gonna roll their attack, and they have advantage.
They have advantage, yes.
What's the DC?
20.
Well, we hit.
Nice.
I mean, they would have hit you anyway, and it was their turn anyway.
Now, how does this work? She has to do a save while she's stunned. Does she automatically fail it?
Depends on what the save is.
Yeah.
DC 10 Constitution save.
I think it's Dex and Strength.
Dex and strength.
So you get to roll it. DC 10 Constitution save. Go ahead.
17 plus.
Oh, so you passed it. All right, good.
Oh, does that mean I was going to get poisoned?
You're taking 7 piercing. Then the spiders go. Which ones are the ones?
Oh,
that
I'm unfrozen now.
Which ones are the ones that aren't?
That's important.
It is important. Which ones are the ones that are not stunned?
The black one. The one by the wall.
There's 2 of them that's not stunned. Oh no,
No, those 2 are stunned. This one's not.
The one by the wall. All right. So let me roll his recharge. Fail. Keith, do me a solid. Grab that black spider that's by that black block. Yeah, the one. Yep, that one. Yep. And put it behind Sorin. Yep. And if you don't use your reaction, he's gonna attack. Is that thing killed?
Well, a big part of this too is drinking. So
Yes.
let's see.
So
That's not a problem, is it?
Not at all.
he's gonna attack with
I
advantage.
noticed you haven't finished yet, so that should entice you.
Damn, we drank all your stuff. What'd you get for getting the pussy drinks? It tastes too good.
I like them. They taste delicious.
They do taste good.
Is there beer or no? Oh,
There's a
I brought
whole,
it
there's
for
a, yeah, there's a whole thing of Pabst in there.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby. Nothing but the best.
So 21 hits Sorin. I would imagine that hits you, right?
Yes. It is.
Make a
Wait.
21 doesn't hit you?
It does, but it
Like
might
out of
not.
town.
Wait, yes, it still does.
No, I can always Silvery Barbs it.
Mm.
Make you re-roll.
Okay. You want to do that?
I really don't want to.
So
Who's attacking me?
the spider.
The spider.
Is it
The one in
shooting
the-
web or?
the one in the
It's
corner?
it's attacking you physically from behind.
Wait, how?
It ran.
Oh,
It
it ran?
Walked up to you and attacked you.
It's one that you didn't.
It
hit.
failed its recharge. So
Attack me with advantage?
yes.
Okay, but I was also taking a piss, so you
Do
didn't
you want to use your reaction?
Yeah, and turn around.
Okay.
So
Does
Well-
18 hit you?
it does.
Sorry. So use your reaction and you still get hit.
Oh, you can't shield or Silvery
No,
Barbs.
I can't. Okay, that's fine. It's all good.
But now you're facing it. You want to turn how you're facing.
Yeah.
Roll a DC. Where the fuck did it go? DC 11 con save.
I have advantage on this because of the bracers.
Sure. For Constitution saves?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not Wisdom saves with the bracers? Are you sure?
Wisdom.
Alright.
I rolled advantage anyway, but they were both 9s. So
So you passed. Oh no, you failed.
I failed.
What's your con?
My con is a plus. Wait, what's this to save on this?
Constitution 11.
11.
So you're taking 11.
Too?
You're taking 11 piercing.
Or is it 9 total?
9 total.
You're taking 11 piercing. Then for failing the save, you're going to take 6 poison, and you are poisoned for 1 hour.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
So you're poisoned for 1 hour.
How would you rule if I threw Ignis? Would it hit the snakes that they're underneath me?
They're like around you. They are you.
Yeah. So a line shoots out from me.
What does this? What does Weakness read? Read it. I'm gonna assume no.
When you hurl, speak the command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide, extending out from you to a target.
No. If you don't move, no.
Then I will take a step back.
Can't you use a key point and disengage?
Well, if he's only moving 5 feet away from them, then that doesn't provoke opportunity.
Yeah, I'll take a step back.
Then what's the point of being around them? Like they are him. They're in that. They're occupying the same space.
That's 0.
I'm just reading what it says it do.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about opportunity attacks working differently. So I'm gonna assume that they don't.
Okay, sure. So Vekni will step like this out of the snakes and use half her movement to draw Ignis, and she'll whisper Ignis and throw it at the spider that just attacked.
From 5 feet away, doesn't that make you roll disadvantage?
I backed up.
Yeah, but you're only 5 feet away. I think that makes you roll
I'm
disadvantage.
not throwing at the. I said the spider.
Oh,
The snakes
how
are
far
getting.
away is the spider from you?
If I take a step back, the spider is 15 feet away from me.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Shit.
They extra attack.
Crit 20.
least type of
The least amount would be 35,
Walk away.
Describe it.
But both
Okay.
of these things are going to have the opportunity to attack me if I do so.
and that would do the snakes too.
What's the least amount of damage because it's less damage to them?
It would be. Well, they would roll a save.
What's the save?
It is
They can live.
DC 13 Dex save.
Pass.
Good, so they take half. So they would take half of 35 plus what I roll. No, I'm sorry, half of 30 plus what I roll. 47 and a half.
Describe it.
So she whispers, Ignis, and the thing just bursts into a lightning bolt. You just see her hurl a lightning bolt, lights up the battlefield, striking the spider, and just electricity riddles across its body. And then it just falls down, and the snake, she looks down, and all you see is just crisp little squiggly skews all over the ground. They'll use her movement that remains to pick up Ignis.
So we can end the priority, but there are still 2 stunned spiders there. You still have 48
Now you're
seconds.
back in priority.
You still have 48 seconds to do something to the spiders.
We'll attack each one individually then.
I would stay in priority.
Yeah, stay in priority.
Okay, we can do that.
And put me where the spider was.
That's what it was.
There are no enemies that are able to take action.
I'm out of movement, otherwise I would have bonus action attack.
The spider that's in front of me.
What's this priority thing?
Priority is the order of which you attack.
Okay.
So we all roll, so say he rolls an 18, I roll a 3, he rolls a 6. He goes first, he goes next, I go, and then him.
So
him.
being in.
That's what you were saying before, but you want to go first type thing?
Yeah, but it's also very important because time is of the essence in this game, right? So whenever you're in priority and you are in these like attack phases, every turn is 6 seconds. So if I cast a spell that lasts a minute,
It's a long fucking time.
it's a long
It's
time.
10 turns.
You have 10 turns. But if priority ends, right?
Your spell ends like this.
It ends like this because, a minute just passed, you know, and that's why I didn't want to play around with Dan shenanigans.
That's why I always try to do that.
Yeah, because he would have said, priority ends, you guys can do whatever you want, and we would have taken 3 steps, and your minute just ended.
Because you guys would discuss what to do for fucking 50 minutes.
Yeah. And then they would have been starting attacking us again. Because it's not like they're not going to
That was
attack
what I
us.
was trying to do.
Yeah, so fuck that. And
We know, Dan.
so think about it, like with my 2 turns, that means only 12 seconds has actually passed. So even though like obviously we're discussing and doing this and moving that and doing this, right? It's almost like this giant like battle is actually happening, and the spiders jump down, shooting their webs. You know, Kevin's attacking. I throw a fireball, it ignites this whole area. More spiders come this way. They're shooting more webs. Then I cast Ignite a Pattern. All these things phase out, and it only happened in a matter of 12 seconds.
So now what constitutes a turn?
6 seconds.
A turn would be, since he went first in priority, he goes, I go. That's a turn.
Okay.
Also, though, until like you don't have any more agency. So you ever play like Magic the Gathering or anything like that, right? So you know you have like main phase, you know,
Step
draw
1,
phase, step
up
2,
Dan.
right?
Upkeep, draw,
attack,
main phase, attack phase, second main.
end phase, right? You have actions, bonus actions, and that's kind of it.
And movement.
And movement.
Movement. Sometimes 3 action.
Free action is usually just talking.
Yeah, free action is just talking. Maybe you open up a door, stuff like that, right? It doesn't cost you anything to do so. So you have 1 action, 1 bonus action, and you can move every turn, right? Your character tells you how far to move. You can move 30 feet, and then each square is 5 foot, so you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. And this is math. This is counting squares. Your actions, though, are like my actions and Kevin's actions are very different. My actions typically only cast 1 spell, and that's it. Blew my load, done. Where Kevin can take an action to attack, but his attack he can attack twice in that same action, and then he can use a bonus action
To attack again.
to do flurry of blows, where he can attack 2 more times. So really, he had an action and a bonus action, but he attacked 4 times. And then in that, he can also spend more points because he's a monk, and he can spend like keep, right, to then stun a creature, and then that creature's stunned, and it can't do anything until the end of his next turn, which is another 6 seconds, and it misses its turn. And so as my action, I'm going to cast Mind Sliver.
Is that cantrip?
Yeah, on the spider in front of me.
That's one that's hurt already or no?
I guess. Yes, it's the one that's right next to Vekni and I.
Is the one that was on the tree that got caught on fire or no?
No.
Okay.
The one that's
not hurt.
Yeah, that one's in the back. So this is a intelligence saving throw of 15.
Okay. Fail.
So 2d6.
A 19, but still a fail.
2d6, it takes 11 damage.
Okay.
And on its before the end of my next turn, Daniel, it takes
End of your next turn. So
by the end of my next turn, it has to roll a d4 on all of its saving throws, and it subtracts that.
Oh, until then. Oh,
Yeah, until the end of
All
my
right.
next turn. And now my bonus action, right? Bonus action, I just cast a spell. Bonus action. My character here can attack with his dagger.
Okay.
So I'll attack you with my dagger.
Sure.
It's 19 to hit.
Hit.
1d4 plus 3. That's 4 damage.
You don't get to add your. You don't get to add
Okay, but what do my
modifier.
bracers? What do my bracers do again?
You have to do an attack on your attack.
You have to do
Oh,
you have
it's
to
a
do
bonus action to do
melee
it. That's
attack.
right, that's right.
You could use a spell melee attack and do it, but you need to do a melee attack.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So how much damage did you do with your 1d4?
1.
Okay. Where is it in relation to you? The one that you just hit?
Right in front.
Right in front of both of us.
I don't even see it. Oh, I see. It's gonna circle around to Vekni's back. Does that put it in fire? No.
It would. I mean, I don't know how big the creature is.
It's medium. It just takes up 5 feet.
Then no, it doesn't.
Okay, so it's gonna attack with advantage unless you use a reaction turn.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, because I don't have anything else to
21.
do. It's
Roll a DC 11 con save.
Braces to add to those things.
I am poisoned.
Alright, you take 7 piercing. And you take 2 poison. So 9 total. And you're poisoned.
Okay. Vekni behind the spider. If there's no fire there, it should.
You just don't. Just
stand on the fire. It's fine.
Just don't. Well, the fire. It doesn't indicate where the fire is. The tree is on fire. So
You're correct.
Don't
The trees are on fire.
Here.
Yeah. I guess that's good. Yeah.
That was pretty smart, by the way, with them being on the trees. That's pretty smart.
Alright, so then I attack a regular attack.
Kill
So
the
it's
fire.
disadvantage plus advantage.
They took
equals
extra
regular.
damage. They had to move.
Vekni is going to slash this thing with her sword.
Okay. Disadvantage, right?
Nope,
Why not?
because it's behind it.
So just straight.
Yep.
He could use his reaction turn.
15.
So he uses reaction to face you. So roll with disadvantage.
So 15.
Hit.
Uh,
And this is the one that just did stuff, right?
yeah, so he's hurt.
Okay.
I don't know how bad I was paying attention.
It's probably
8 slashing.
Okay. Still alive.
That's a miss. Bonus action. That's a crit one.
Okay. Let's do our using your sword.
Yep. Well, go ahead. Break my sword. 1.
Your weapon breaks.
Fucking hell.
I thought your sword already broke.
Yeah, just got a new one.
Oh, well, it's broke.
Wait.
Is that it?
No, that was my bonus action. I wasn't using weapon. So does that mean my foot breaks?
I thought you just said you're using your sword.
No, it's my bonus action. It was it's the same damage as a sword.
What's he not? Did he not say he's using the sword?
I can't use a sword in my bonus action.
You said your sword in your
Relax, Dan. It's not a sword. It's an unarmed attack.
Your
It's
foot
my
broke. Your
bonus
foot's
action.
broken.
Yeah, you suck.
That's worse.
That is way worse. Okay.
A broken ankle.
You now walk with as though all terrain is difficult terrain.
I'll just
How do you even heal that, bro?
healing potion?
To fix a broken bone?
What we're gonna do is, since you misspoke and you rolled the crit one, we're gonna do as though you tried to use your sword when you wouldn't be able to use it, and you overexerted yourself. You broke your sword. You excelled the durability of your weapon. It's broken.
Alright. My sword is like from Breath of the
I think that's pretty
Wild.
fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
The spider in front of me I'm gonna use Mind Sliver on it again.
That's early still. Wow.
Yeah, 29.
Mind Sliver again.
Sure.
Into 15, and it takes a 1d4 penalty.
It's good. Why does it take a D4 penalty?
Because it hasn't taken one yet, and it doesn't, and it applies until the end of my next turn.
What do I need to roll?
15.
It's a fail. But it's a 17 straight roll, but it's still a fail.
So 2d6, so 4 damage again.
Okay.
And again,
Is that
until the end of my next turn again, it takes a minus 1d4 penalty on all of its saves.
Still alive. You're 4 damage.
And I'm going to move now. Here.
Ooh, now the spider goes. Only the one's able to move, correct?
Yes, only one.
So it's gonna turn to Vekni.
It's already facing me.
Okay.
No,
It's
you're behind it.
No,
Yeah.
he turned. with
Oh,
its
yeah,
reaction facing me.
it has flanking, so it's gonna attack with advantage.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Before I do that, let me roll my recharge. See if I get my web back. I did not. All right, 21.
Yep.
So you have to roll, even though you're already poisoned. I understand you're already poisoned. You still have to roll that because you get
poison.
hit.
I could be double poison.
No, but you get hit with extra damage
Ah,
if you
okay.
fail. So
Crit 20.
you passed. So you're only gonna take 7 piercing.
Vekni is going to whip this thing in front of her.
Okay. You gotta roll disadvantage,
I
right?
did. I got a 9 and an 18, so 17.
17 hits.
11.
Describe it.
She just drags the whip across the carapace of this giant thing, and it just hooks in and just rips open its center part of its thorax. And just viscera starts just gushing out and thinking, and its legs twitch.
It's dead.
Sweet.
Is that the end of your turn?
No, there's only one attack. Where's Sorin?
Back there by the trees.
I will head back over to Sorin,
Okay.
using 20 feet of movement. She'll use the other half of her movement to pull out her bow. Yeah, trying to face the thing. And bonus action Kensai shot and shoot at the frozen spider.
Sure.
Do I get advantage on a frozen spider?
No.
Ooh, a 17 and a 19.
Yeah, it is.
It's an 8 plus D4 plus 5.
I think it's a fun game.
No, when you have them describe it, that's just part of the game. Just having different.
17.
Describe it. So when
Really?
it's a
Yeah, it was
really hurt.
It hit.
Oh! She shoots the arrow right into the thing's head. It does.
all right.
Felt that one.
So priority's over. A lot of XP. 17.
Really?
Yeah. 850 apiece.
Nice!
Well, priority's over. The trees around you are on fire. You still hear that croaking really loudly from that water that you would just cross over.
I guess we will continue our way over to this place.
Vekni
Alright.
will attempt to recover her arrow from the spider.
Roll a survival.
Sure.
DC's 10.
15 plus.
Alright, you got it back.
So when you shoot your arrows, we'll take your arrows.
Sometimes you can recover them, sometimes you can't.
So you see there's a lot of water there in front of you. There's trees leading to that stone door that you
Is the
saw
croaking
before.
coming from the water in front of us too?
No, it's coming from that water that you already crossed over.
Alright, so Vekni will
It's really loud.
freeze 5 feet.
Oh my god.
It burnt down!
Yeah, I mean they would.
Yeah, we say those trees aren't going to stay. You can get rid of them. They're going to burn down. They're going to burn down to nothing. So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to freeze the first 5 feet of water,
Okay.
and it freezes.
It does.
Okay. I'll step out again and do that again.
Okay.
And we'll work our way across each spot.
So nothing happens until you get to the land, and you see that there's a chest right when you get off. There's a chest in front of you. It's a stone chest. It's closed.
I'm gonna identify it.
See if it's magical. Okay. You determine it would take 10 minutes to do. You determine it's not magical.
Okay.
It's a stone chest.
Alright, so while he's doing that, I'm going to look around the area and not get too... I'm not going to get further than 20 feet away from where he is, but I'm going to do a little perimeter check to see if there's anything else around.
So you are able to see a little bit more about what's going on with that door. You see, again, it's a stone door. It's about 15 feet into this like cave wall, and it's excavated, man excavated.
Oh, is this the cave?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so it's not an actual wooden hut. It's a cave wall, and the cave is it was very it's very symmetrical. It was done very well, very expertly, the way it was excavated out. 15 feet down, you see the stone door, and above the door, you see this painting of a green leaf. A strange-looking green leaf, similar to the sigil that you saw in Vigor Valley City in Morgan's
The
Tower.
weed leaf?
Yes, similar to that.
What?
You
what,
see-
group was that?
You never spoke to them.
You're never did.
You see on the left side, there are two large rectangular indents to the left of the door. On the right of the door, you see two more large rectangular indents.
The green leaf people, that wasn't where Wundren?
No, that was lions. You spoke to them.
Okay.
The green leaf people you never spoke to.
I'll open the chest.
Okay. You open the chest, and inside you find a multitude of tablets with artwork on them.
The puzzle.
There are 8, 10,
You're making
14,
read, Dan.
15, 18. There are 20 tablets
20 tablets?
total. Yeah.
Are they stone tablets?
They're stone tablets. 3 of them appear to be a spearhead that's like smoking around it. And this it's not actual art. It's like etched in this art, so it's kind of hard to determine what they are. But there is 1 tablet that looks like an angry lizard. There are 4 tablets that look like a cat that's crying, and there are tears. There's like an art of actually tears dropping down.
Okay.
There is 2 tablets of snakes with their eyes closed. There is 4 tablets of a dog that's smiling. There is 1 tablet of a tower that's burning. There are 3 tablets of rose. And the final 2 tablets are
A rose, like the rose?
an actual rose. So not a rose, an actual rose. And then the final 2 tablets are a skeleton face with a crown.
Does the rose look like my sigil at all?
Well, your sigil's a rose.
It's not painted, so it's difficult to tell, like if it's that white rose of Ferelden or something else. I would say it's similar enough where it could be.
I was wondering because I heard that Dokken comes here. So I was wondering if
Well, we don't know where we are.
it's true.
So Vekni will walk out of the cave entrance and see him pulling out the tablets. Are they the same size as the rectangles inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any writing on the walls or anything?
No.
Can I have a list of what the tablets are? Is there a number or anything written underneath the rectangles in the wall?
No. And there's 2 on the left, 2 on the right, the indents.
Alright, so Vekni's gonna grab an angry lizard
Sure.
and put it in the one spot.
Okay.
She'll grab a closed-eyed snake and put it in the spot next to it.
Okay.
She'll grab a smoking sphere and put it in one of the spots on the other side. She'll take a crying cat and put it in another spot.
Okay.
Does anything happen? See, that's not easy. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only thing I can think of.
So are there any kind of markings on the wall or anything?
No. It's the indents. And there's a marijuana leaf.
And there's 4 indents?
Yep. A marijuana leaf above the door.
Well, the skull with the crown was Vigor Valley. We had all
It looks similar to that.
And the angry lizard, I would assume, would be Frank.
The rose is me, I believe.
No, the blues were roses, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Blues. Oh, so this would probably be anyone that's loyal to this.
So it's not blues. It's not
But even if you have one wrong,
vigor. It's got to be angry lizard. What the crying cat would be the lions.
lions.
A smoking spearhead.
What was the different factions
What was the
that are in
spearhead?
this country?
You
that
have the
familiar
faction
with.
papers over there.
That's what this puzzle is.
Come on.
Do your homework!
I don't want. So, you want to know what the best worst thing about Dan is?
The best worst.
Here's your homework. If you want to play.
That's not true.
If you want to play, you have to.
That was
also,
over the course of over a year.
You also have to memorize it.
No.
We haven't been playing a year.
Yeah, we have.
Not yet.
Yeah, we have.
It's filled with nonsense.
If you
And
count the sea.
and things that we have to remember. Can I roll a history check?
Yeah, can we do that?
If you want to roll a history check, you can. Your DC is going to be 22.
Woo! Can I assist him?
How are you going to assist him?
By trying to remember what the sigils were?
Sure.
No, don't worry about it. Roll a 20 plus 7.
We'll be
Alright.
good. I see.
Okay. So, you're looking over these tablets, and you can determine that the smoking spearhead probably represents Forte. The angry lizard probably represents Frank. The crying cat probably represents Lions. The close-eyed snake represents Chaos. The smiling dog probably represents a faction that you don't know.
That's true.
The burning tower probably represents Slay. The rose probably represents Blues. And the crowned skeleton probably represents Furia.
Alright, so lizard is. I'm gonna put a
Lizard, scissor, Spock. That's what it is.
I'll put the lizard in.
Okay.
Let's see. So the lions are part of Vigor, correct?
They are allies of Vigor, but they appear to be kind of getting bullied by them.
So I'll do
If you remember what happened in the mayor's office.
a lizard, a lion,
It's all nonsense.
a smiling dog.
It's absolute. It's like letter is nonsense.
And you said burning tower slay.
Yes.
And what was the close-eyed snake?
Chaos.
I say lizard,
Mhm.
lion.
So Forte, Frank, Lions, Chaos, the smiling dog. I would say you wouldn't know.
Okay, so I'll do lizard,
Slay.
cat, dog.
Blues and Vigor.
Lizard,
Furia.
cat, dog, slay. That's what I'll put in.
No.
And smoking spearhead was vigor.
Forte.
Forte.
Put all 4 smiling dogs in.
So you do that, and the stone door. You hear this
Get
mechanical.
the fuck out of here. Just open.
Yeah. You hear this mechanical.
Good thing you showed up.
Gears shifting, and you hear this like burring sound, and the door swings open.